नमस्ते दाजू भाई, दीदी बहनी। मैं एसटीजी आज जा चुका हूँ आपके बीच में ये टूर्नामेंट के लिए कास्ट करने के लिए। मुझे नेपाली तो आती नहीं है, हिंदी बहुत अच्छे से आती है, तो माफ कीजिए।
अरे अभी तक नहीं था क्या?
अलग सा
सर
कुछ
बताइए।
हीरो
हाँ
रीजन में
हाँ।
अलग से कुछ मेटा चलते हैं, थोड़े से मतलब चेंज होते हैं, तो नेपाली मेटा कुछ अलग हो सकता है नेपाल में। तो देखते हैं कि नेपाली मेटा क्या है, अभी क्या चल रहा है यहाँ पे मेटा, तो देखने में मजा आएगा एक्चुअली में। क्योंकि बहुत सारे हीरोज, मतलब मैं वैसे एक बात है कि मैं भी बहुत सारे नेपाली टीम्स के साथ खेलता हूँ रात में, क्योंकि वो गोड्डा अभी जो एक नया सर्वर बन रहा है जिसमें नेपाल, बांग्लादेश, इंडिया तीनों आ रहे हैं एक साथ, उसमें आपको देखने को मिलेगा रात में हम लोग बहुत बार मैचअप जो है नेपाल टीम्स के साथ होता है, बहुत अच्छा खेलते हैं। फिलहाल के लिए
हाँ जी।
आ चुके हैं हम लोग ड्राफ्ट फेज में। ये है ब्लू बीच बनाम चुंबक का मैच हमारे इस ब्लिट्ज शोडाउन सीजन 1 के टूर्नामेंट में। और आप देख सकते हो कि ड्राफ्ट फेज का जो आरंभ है वो हो चुका है। गौरदा, आपको क्या लग रहा है, पहला बैन क्या होगा ब्लू बीच की तरफ से?
अब मुझे लगता है कि इस ब्लू के पहले बैन होना चाहिए यूरेनस, क्योंकि अभी जो यूरेनस अनोइंग हीरो है, यूरेनस और लापू फर्स्ट बैन में प्रेफर होना चाहिए इधर पर मोस्ट प्रोबेबली। आपको क्या लगता है?
मुझे भी वही कहीं ना कहीं वैसा ही लग रहा है कि यूरेनस या फिर लापू लापू में से एक बैन हो सकता है, या फिर टैंक के लिए भी जा सकते हैं। अगर फैनी वगैरह यूज करना चाहते हैं, मोबिलिटी वाले जंगलर यूज करना चाहते हैं, तो बदांग भी बैन कर सकते हैं। लेकिन नहीं, बैन करने गए हैं गोल्ड लेन के मेटा को, दैट इज 1-1।
वन
आजकल
वन।
बहुत ज्यादा दिक्कत दे रही है, पकड़ने में मुश्किल हो रहा है। क्रॉसबो टैंग एक बार लग जाता है तो डबल किल लेना आसान हो जाता है, तो 1-1 को यहाँ पे निकाल दिया गया है चुंबक की तरफ से। फिलहाल ईस्ट ब्लू की बारी है। ईस्ट ब्लू, जैसे कि हमने सोचा है, हमने दोनों ने ही बोला है कि ईएक्सपी बैन हो सकता है ईस्ट ब्लू की तरफ से, तो यूरेनस और लापू लापू पे लगा है बेट गौड्डा और मेरा। लेकिन कुछ नया हीरोज भी आ सकते हैं, बहुत सारे हीरोज अभी भी खुले हुए हैं। असैसिन में भी अगर आप देखेंगे तो जा सकते हैं हायाबुसा या फिर फैनी या फिर जॉय के साथ, आजकल वो भी बैंस में
ओके।
दिख रहे हैं। लेकिन नहीं, ईएक्सपी पे ही रहेंगे, लेकिन हमारा बेट नहीं चलेगा क्योंकि फोबियस जो है
वो
उसको बैन कर
वो चला गया
दिया।
भाई।
तुरंत चुंबक ने, देखिए, मनोबल में पहले से ही डाल के रखा था कि अगर 1-1 के बाद कुछ बैन करना है तो वो ग्लू है, तो रेस्पेक्ट यहाँ पे देखने को मिल रहा है ईस्ट ब्लू के लिए।
और लापू चला गया।
यहाँ लापू, फोबियस, ग्लू, 3 ईएक्सपी लेनर्स को यहाँ पर निकाल दिया गया है। यूरेनस लेकिन अभी भी खुला था, रीजन गॉड जिसे मैं बुलाता हूँ। मतलब आप जितना उसको मारोगे उतना उसका एचपी बढ़ता रहता है, तो उसको रोकना बहुत ज्यादा मुश्किल होता है। लेट गेम जब हो जाता है तो मारना बहुत ज्यादा मुश्किल हो जाता है। फिलहाल के लिए देखते हैं क्या हो रहा है। एक आखिरी बैन चुंबक के तरफ से क्या होगा? क्या वो यूरेनस बैन के लिए जाएंगे? नहीं, कलेया को निकाल दिया। मतलब एक ग्लू कलेया, दोनों हीरो जा रहे हैं, यानी कि मुझे कहीं ना कहीं ऐसा लग रहा है कि बैकलाइन में किमी आने का बहुत चांसेस है। किमी अभी भी खुला है, फर्स्ट पिक किमी हो सकता है या फिर फारसा भी हो सकता है चुंबक की तरफ से।
चलो देखते हैं अभी इस ब्लू के साइड से क्या बैन होगा।
जैसे कि आप देख सकते हो कि दोनों ईएक्सपी बैन किया गया है, तो तीसरा भी शायद ईएक्सपी, ओ ग्रॉक बैन किया गया है। अच्छा, ये चीज मुझे नहीं पता था। ब्लिट्ज शोडाउन सीजन 1 में ग्रॉक खुला है गॉड्डा।
हाँ, जो हम लोग
अच्छा, तो
नेपाली में बोलते हैं ना, लाइक भित्ता। ये क्रॉक ऐसा हीरो है जो भित्ता बनाता है, ठीक है, दीवार, हिंदी में दीवार बोलते हैं ना हम लोग।
हाँ,
जैसे दीवार बनाने वाला हीरो है, ये भित्ता बनाने वाला हीरो है, ठीक है। और हम लोग को इधर पर भी मेटा वाइज ये बैन ही हो रहा है भाई।
मेटा वाइज अभी तक तो सेम मेटा ही चल रहा है। इंडियन में जो मेटा
हाँ जी,
फॉलो
हाँ
किया
जी।
जाता है वही मेटा ही चल रहा है अभी तक बैन में। लेकिन पिक्स पे कुछ ऐसा आकर्षित पिक हो सकता है, जैसे कि ईशन शिन खुला है यहाँ पे। बट मैंने जो बोला था गॉड वही हुआ। किमी मिड लेन पिक हो चुका है चुंबक के तरफ से। पहला पिक जो मैंने आशा की थी कि किमी का होगा, वो ग्लू और कलेया के बैन के बाद, तो वो पिक आ गया है। किमी यहाँ पर देखने को मिलेगा। तो फारसा खुला है, काउंटर पिक कर सकते हैं, फारसा को ले सकते हैं, या फिर एक कदीता के लिए जा सकते हैं। अगर कदीता जाएंगे तो प्यूरिफाई किमी तो जरूर आएगा, लेकिन कदीता और फारसा ये दोनों मेज खुले हैं, तो मेरे हिसाब से मेज को अभी प्रायोरिटाइज कर देना चाहिए, या फिर आप यूरेनस को भी प्रायोरिटाइज कर सकते हो। यूरेनस भी खुला है अभी ईस्ट ब्लू के लिए।
जी 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 जरूर। मुझे लगता है ईस्ट ब्लू अभी यूरेनस के लिए जाएंगे इधर पर।
जी जरूर, बहुत सारे हीरो अभी भी खुले
यूरेनस
हैं।
अभी तक खुला है, और अगर इन लोगों ने मिस किया तो
ओ भाई,
तो
ये शायद थोड़ा सा कुछ गलती कर दिया है ईस्ट ब्लू
नहीं
ने।
नहीं नहीं भाई, अभी क्योंकि कितना टीम्स है जो वाईएसएस को गोल्ड लेन में प्रायोरिटाइज कर रहे हैं, तो
अच्छा,
वाईएसएस माइट बी गोइंग गोल्ड लेन,
तो ये
माइट बी।
कुछ नया जिसकी बात मैं कर रहा था, कुछ नया रीजन वाइज कुछ नई चीजें देखने को मिलती है, ये वो नई चीज है मेरे लिए। ईशनशिन गोल्ड लेन में और जॉय को रखेंगे जंगल पे, ये एक पूरा नया चीज है। या फिर उससे भी नया कुछ हो सकता है कि जॉय मिड जा सकती है और ईशनशिन को वो जंगल पे प्रायोरिटाइज कर सकते हैं। लेकिन गॉडदा ने इस पूरे टूर्नामेंट में कास्ट किया है, देखा है इस टूर्नामेंट को, तो उनका कहना है कि ईशनशिन गोल्ड लेन है, देखते हैं कैसा काम करता है। लेकिन उससे पहले हम देख सकते हैं सुंदर सा कॉम्बो यहाँ पर पकड़ लिया गया है चुंबक की तरफ से। अभी तक तो चुंबक भारी है भाई, चुंबक की लाइनअप जो है वो भारी दिख रही है। किमी आ गई थी, उसके बाद एक यूटिलिटी जंगलर को चूज किया, और यूटिलिटी जंगलर को निकालने के लिए खराब सिचुएशन, खराब पोजीशन या फिर थोड़ा हील प्रदान करने के लिए मथिल्डा का भी जो है इस्तेमाल करने वाली है टीम चुंबक। तो काफी हद तक उनका ड्राफ्ट जो है चेन सीसी लेकर आने वाले हैं वो लोग। तो चेन सीसी बहुत दिक्कत देती है गेम में, अर्ली गेम हो लेट गेम हो, हर एक गेम में दिक्कत देती है। लेकिन अभी भी इस चेन सीसी को बिगाड़ने के लिए आपके पास पिक बहुत सारे बाकी है। अगर आप चाहते हो तो फेडरन यूटिलिटी के अगेंस्ट यूटिलिटी ला सकते हो, या फिर लैंसलॉट लेके जो है मोबिलिटी दिखा सकते हो। लेकिन नहीं, घटोत्काचा का यहाँ पर जो है आगमन होगा, और वो आगमन रोम सेक्शन के लिए होगा जरूर। अभी तक ईएक्सपी पिक आया नहीं, तो इस बार सेकंड बैनिंग फेज में चुंबक की तरफ से यूरेनस बैन होना तो तय है भाई।
जी जी जी। और देखते हैं अभी क्या बैन होने वाला है। ओके फ्रेडरिन, आपको क्या लगता है कौन सा हीरो बैन होगा अभी?
मुझे मुझे आशा नहीं थी कि फेडरिन बैन करेंगे ईस्ट ब्लू, क्योंकि गौटा लूकस को पिक कर दिया गया था, तो और तो
हाँ जी।
जंगल नहीं लेने वाले, लूकस ईएक्सपी जाने नहीं वाला। तो ये कहीं ना कहीं ईस्ट ब्लू का थोड़ा एक गलती हुआ है। सोचे कि ये जो लूकस है वो ईएक्सपी जाएगा, और फेडरन मथिल्डा का जो कॉम्बो होता है वो बहुत ज्यादा मतलब पुराना कॉम्बो है, जस्ट लाइक अल्फा मथिल्डा कॉम्बो।
हाँ
इसीलिए
जी।
शायद फेडरन को बैन किया, लेकिन उन्होंने नजरअंदाज कर दिया कि वहां पर लूकस पहले से पिक्ड है, कोई नहीं। लेकिन इस तरफ से यूजोंग द डैडी यूजोंग को बैन किया है, और आखिरी बैन में भी मुझे कहीं ना कहीं लग रहा है यूरेनस को कर लेंगे। 5 मेटा ईएक्सपी, 5 नहीं 6 मेटा ईएक्सपी बैन,
छह
फिर
में
से
था ये।
लैंसलॉट को भी बैन कर रहे हैं। तो इनका कहीं ना कहीं ऐसा लग रहा है कि चुंबक का जो लूकस है वो ईएक्सपी जाने वाला है। अगर वो जंगल चला गया तो आखिरी 2 बैन जो है वो वेस्ट हो जाएगा ईस्ट ब्लू
हाँ
का। लेकिन चुंबक जो है वो काफी हद तक अच्छा बैन्स दे रही है, लेकिन अगर घटोत्कचा ईएक्सपी में जा रहा है तो उनका भी बैन खराब हो जाएगा। इसीलिए जो फ्लेक्स हीरो होते हैं वो कहीं ना कहीं मतलब दिमाग और मनोबल के साथ खेलने के लिए पिक किया जाता है, और अभी वैसा ही कुछ पिक है जो मनोबल के साथ पूरा खेल रहा है। या फिर हम भी गलत हो सकते हैं गौरदा कि ईशनशिन गोल्ड नहीं जंगल जा सकती है।
हाँ, वो भी हो सकता है भाई, पर मुझे लगता है कि वाईएसएस मोस्ट प्रोबेबली गोल्ड लेन ही जाने वाला है।
मोस्ट
ओके,
प्रोबेबली
वैलेंटीना
फिर
बैन।
मैन वैलेंटीना जरूर, मैं कैसे भूल सकता हूँ, ये ल्यूकस का पिक किया गया था। लूकस की सबसे बड़ी काउंटर है वैलेंटीना, उसकी अल्ट काउंटर करती, उसकी अल्ट चुराती है और उसका अल्ट को यूज करके उसी को मार गिराती है। तो ये एक अच्छा बैन है, मैं इस पे संतुष्ट हूँ। और साथ ही साथ फ्रैंक को भी अभी खुला है, तो अगर गतोत का अच्छा ईएक्सपी जा रहा है तो फ्रैंक को पिक कर सकते हो आप यहाँ पे। और फ्रैंक को पिक जो है वो लूकस को घायल करने में साबित होता है, तो अगर आप लूकस पे फोकस कर रहे हो तो फ्रैंक को पिक यहाँ पे दिखा सकती है ईस्ट ब्लू। लेकिन फिलहाल के लिए ईस्ट ब्लू को अभी पहला पिक मिलेगा। तो मैं क्या हो सकता है, एमएम हो चुका है, जंगल हो चुका है, रोम या ईएक्सपी तो हो चुका है, मिड लेन अभी भी खुला है। कदीता फारसा किसी पे भी बैन नहीं लगा है, मिड लेन पूरा जो है चौड़ के तरीके से खुला है, और वैलेंटीना पे ही सिर्फ बैन लगी है। तो मेरे हिसाब से यहाँ पे फारसा से अलग कुछ पिक नहीं होना चाहिए। फारसा यहाँ पे बहुत
हाँ,
अच्छा
पासा
पिक,
होना चाहिए इधर पर।
फारसा यहाँ पे बहुत ही अच्छा पिक साबित होगा। लेकिन नहीं, चो रोम के
नहीं
लिए यहाँ पर
क्यों?
गया।
अभी इन लोग के चुंबक के पास ऑप्शन बहुत है, इफ दे वांट टू प्रायोरिटाइज, लाइक किमी मिड लेन जा रही है तो इधर से मॉस्को आ सकता है गोल्ड लेन में। आप क्या बोलते हो?
जी जरूर, मॉस्को भी एक प्रायोरिटी, बीट्रिक्स और पांडा दोनों आ गए, और कहीं ना कहीं मैं गलत साबित हो गया क्योंकि मुझे रीजियन मेटा का इतना पता नहीं था। तो ईस्ट ब्लू जो है वो सही सोच रही थी और सही बयान की थी। लूकस हमें ईएक्सपी में देखने को मिलने वाला है और अकाई पांडा जो है वो आने वाला है जंगल पे। ये पूरा एक नया लाइनअप है क्योंकि लूकस हम लोग इतना नहीं देखते ईएक्सपी में, इंडियन मेटा में तो नहीं देखते हैं, नेपाली मेटा में पहली बार मैं ये चीज देखने वाला हूँ और मुझे शायद मजा आने वाला है। ये मैच सच्ची में मजा आने वाला है, कास्टिंग के साथ कुछ नया चीजें जब देखने को मिलती है, सीखने को मिलती है तो और ज्यादा मजा आ जाता है। बाकी बीट्रिक्स के अगेंस्ट कौन सी एमएम काम करने वाली है? ईशनशिन नहीं भाई, मुझे इतना अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है, लेकिन कुछ और अगर आती है, ये देखिए ये था वो कैच था लूकस के बाद जो दूसरा कैच है वो है ईशनशिन जंगल, जॉय मिड लेन और इरिथल रहेंगे गोल्ड पर। इरिथल बनाम बीट्रिक्स, इरिथल यहाँ पे जीत रही है, वो विनिंग लेन खेलने वाली है, लेकिन बीट्रिक्स जो है वो सदा विनिंग लेन है, वो हमेशा विनिंग लेन करती है। मतलब माना जाता है कि विनिंग लेन हीरो ईएक्सपी में जैसे ग्लू और यूजोंग होते हैं वैसे ही गोल्ड लेन पे बीट्रिक्स होता है। तो बीट्रिक्स बनाम इरिथल, ये मैच बढ़िया होने वाला है। ईस्ट ब्लू का पिक भी बहुत ही अच्छा है, टीम चुंबक का भी पिक गौरदा बहुत ही अच्छा है। आपको क्या लग रहा है पिक्स के बाद, आपको क्या लग रहा है कौन जीतने वाला? मैं तो अभी भी चुंबक के साथ हूं।
मैं तो चुंबक के साथ ही हूँ भाई। मैंने आपको पहले ही बोला था कि चुंबक मुझे खींच रहा है उसके साइड।
चुंबक आपको खींच रहा है, देखते हैं चुंबक इस मैच को खींच पाता है कि नहीं, या फिर मैच को जो है इस ब्लू देगी अपने हाथों। ये मैच पेचीदा तो होने ही वाला है, लेकिन अभी भी फिलहाल के लिए जो है हम लोग लैंड ऑफ डॉन यानी कि युद्ध भूमि में बहुत जल्द उतरने वाले हैं। ये है ब्लिट्ज शोडाउन सीजन 1 और आज का मैच हम लोग देख रहे हैं टीम ईस्ट ब्लू बनाम टीम चुंबक, जो दोनों की लाइनअप तैयार है। कुछ नई लाइनअप देखने को मिल रही है, लूकस ईएक्सपी में देखने को मिलेंगे, उस तरफ से जॉय मिडलेन में देखने को मिलेगा। कहीं ना कहीं मतलब वो उतना जो है एरिया ऑफ इफेक्ट यानी कि एओई वाला मेज उन्होंने नहीं लिया, फिर तक मोबिलिटी वाला मेज लिया, जो कि हम लोग अक्सर देखते हैं कि जॉय जो है वो प्रायोरिटाइज किया जाता है जंगल के लेन पर, लेकिन नहीं, आज हमें जॉय देखने को मिलेगा मिड लेन पे। ये देखिए युद्ध भूमि में पधार चुके हैं, ये है ब्लिट्ज शोडाउन सीजन 1 चुंबक बनाम ईस्ट ब्लू, और जो खेतीबाड़ी है वो आरंभ हो चुकी है। टीम चुंबक ने अपना खेतीबाड़ी ब्लू बफ से स्टार्ट किया है और रेड बफ से ईशनशिन। फास्ट जंगलर ईशनशिन होते हैं सब बोलते हैं, लेकिन यहाँ पर हम देख सकते हैं कि तेजू जो है वो आराम से अपना जंगलिंग कर रहे हैं। अखाई बनाम ईशनशिन, मैच तो मजा आने वाला है भाई
जी। और देखिए जॉय का रोटेशन अभी
जी, और इसी के साथ आप देख सकते हो कि बर्स्ट डैमेज आता हुआ किमी से दिख रहा है। गन्स एंड रोजेस जो है थोड़ा सा दिक्कत में थे, यहाँ पर मर सकते थे, लेकिन वो रिविटलाइज यूज करके वापस चले गए। लेकिन ये रिविटलाइज कॉस्ट बढ़ा रहेगा भाई, बहुत समय के लिए उनके पास वो स्पेल नहीं रहेगा और थोड़ा सा दिक्कत वो देगा जरूर। रिट्री यूज हो चुकी थी बफ के ऊपर, अभी फिलहाल के लिए पोटेंशियल गैंग हमें देखने को मिलने वाला है। बीट्रिक्स और चारों जन जो है ग्लाइडिंग विंड का यूज करके आगे बढ़े हैं, लेकिन अटैक नहीं करेंगे, पीछे हटेंगे यहाँ पर और कहीं ना कहीं वेट कर रहे हैं। वो टर्टल फाइट का पहला न्यूट्रल ऑब्जेक्टिव, पहला कछुआ महाराज का जो है यहाँ पर वेट किया जा रहा है। उससे पहले हम देख सकते हैं थोड़ा सा जो है दिक्कत देने की कोशिश किया जा रहा है जॉय की तरफ से, लेकिन इतना दिक्कत नहीं होगा, एक नॉर्मल पोक था, ब्लफ वाला पोक आप बोल सकते हो। इसी के साथ 19 सेकंड बचा है पहला कछुआ महाराज को पधारने के लिए युद्ध भूमि में। गौरदा आपकी जो मतलब इंस्टिंक्ट है वो क्या बोल रही है? पहला कछुआ महाराज किसको आएगा? उससे पहले देखिए फाइट देखने का मौका मिला हमें, अनलीश द बीस्ट ऑन हो चुका था और ये देखिए हेवी स्पिन भी आ चुका है, लेकिन मिस करेंगे। घटोत्कचा भी फंस गए हैं यहाँ पर, घटोत्कचा बहुत ही कम एचपी में, पहला खून मिलने वाला है लूकस को। इसी के साथ आगे बढ़ती हुई पूरी टोली चुंबक की दूसरा खून भी ले लेगी यहाँ पर, वो मथिल्डा को मिलेगा, जंगलर को चारों खाने चित कर दिया है पहले कछुआ महाराज स्क्रिप्ट पहले लेने से पहले, और कछुआ महाराज का नाचना शुरू हो गया। उससे पहले हमने देखा कि रिडेम्पशन यानी कि वापसी हमें देखने को मिला टीम ईस्ट ब्लू के तरफ से। जॉय ने किल चुराया और बहुत ही कम एचपी में भाग निकले वहां से, लेकिन पहला कछुआ महाराज चुंबक को मिला। बहुत बढ़िया ट्रेड, 2 किल के साथ, एक कछुआ महाराज और एक खोया सिर्फ 1 किल। तो कहीं ना कहीं गॉड्डा पहला ट्रेड तो जीत गई है टीम चुंबक। फिलहाल के लिए आप देख सकते हो कि यहाँ पर ये मैच जो है बहुत ही अच्छा शुरुआत दी है चुंबक की टीम ने। सुंदर वाला एक गैंग दिया और अभी देखिए फिर से एक बढ़िया गैंग, ग्लाइडिंग विंड का प्रदर्शन। उससे पहले हम देख सकते हैं कि रिदम ऑफ जॉय यूज करके थोड़ा सा दिक्कत देने के लिए आए थे जॉय, लेकिन उतना ज्यादा मतलब कामयाबी नहीं मिलेगी। यहाँ पर पीछे हटना पड़ेगा जॉय को। और उससे पहले अभी थोड़ा जो है अपना शांत दिख रहा है युद्ध भूमि, इतना ज्यादा अटैक नहीं कर रही है टीम चुंबक। वेट कर रहे हैं दूसरे टर्टल का शायद। और उससे पहले गन एंड रोजेस और किम्बाप के बीच जो है थोड़ा सा लड़ाई हो रही है ऊपरी स्तर पर। फिलहाल के लिए एक पोटेंशियल गैंग हमें देखने को मिल सकता है। ईशान जुड़ रहे हैं गन एंड रोजेस के साथ और माउंटेन शीकर का पहले हम लोग देख सकते हैं मथिल्डा ने वहां पे थोड़ा सा जोन आउट किया है। हेवी स्पिन यहाँ पर यूज होगा, लेकिन सागर राय बहुत ही आराम से बच के निकल जाएंगे उस हेवी स्पिन से।
हेलो ऐशदा, क्या हाल चाल?
बहुत बढ़िया ज़ैफ, कैसे हो आप? शायद गॉड्डा का थोड़ा सा नेट इशू था तो अभी ज़ैफ मेरे साथ जुड़ा है। अरे ज़ैफ भाई कैसे हो आप? फिलहाल के लिए ज़ैफ अगर आप शायद हिंदी में इतने कंफर्टेबल नहीं हो तो लेट्स स्विच टू इंग्लिश। व्हाट्स योर थॉट?
The match is going on already good, but the way you change the language, I can cast in Hindi, you know. मैं कर सकता हूँ हिंदी में, पर इतना comfortable नहीं हूँ. But let's try, you know, Hindi. Let's switch up the language.
मगर मेरा co-caster comfortable नहीं होता है तो मुझे भी अच्छा नहीं लगता. So let's do it in English. Right now we can see the second little objective is on to the mark and we can see Lucas is going on to the fight. They have targeted it. They have made a circle and there you go. The retreat will be popped up. Akai will be getting the red turtle as well as will be taking on a kill onto that Joe. In the meantime, we saw a redemption coming from that Joy. Managed to take down the Lucas as well as Erithil's rotation gave a beautiful kill on the Matilda. In the meantime, after the turtle secure, Ishanshin managed to take down the Akai. 3-man down with the turtle being done to Chumbak. Kind of, you can say, trade is same.
That was some amazing team fight coming in, but the fact that Akai uses heavy spin to secure the kill instead of the neutral objective, kind of a bad trade as well. They could have gone for the objective and easily take out the kills as well, but look at that. We can see the Matilda airline saving up Kimi there. As a top lane fight, we saw how badly Akai went in for the kill, like the desperation coming in got punished due to that, and the
Oh my goodness.
getting a kill. Okay.
He's doing hell right now, friend. The Kimi is buzzed. Damage will be taking down the Katut Kacha. In the meantime, we can see the Electrifying Beats is coming up in the goal lane. And there you go. Beatrix will be in the hunt and will be taken down by the 3 members of East Blue. They're not giving any mercy. They're not showing any mercy. If team Chumbak is taking 2 kills, they are also trying to take 2 kills, but in the meantime we saw that 2 tiers will be taken down, in the mid one and in the top one. It's kind of a good sign. They are getting the macro into their hand. In the meantime, we can see a fight is coming up. With that, the AOG will be missed. 4 members are right now chasing down and they will be getting the mark onto Kimi. It's Joe will be taking on the kill. Sliverfish, we can. The Akai goes. Okay, the gliding rain will be saving up the Akai. In the meantime, Beatrix will going for the ult and it will be Joe getting cut off. Unless the beast will be on and the Lucas is coming up with the ranges being popped up. There you go. Joy was retaliating but will be taken down by the Beatrix. A double kill will be secured onto the Beatrix hand.
Oh man, that was some amazing team fight coming. I mean, like team fight escalated from the bot lane right to the enemy. I mean, like the side of Team East Blue's blue buff there, and Team East Blue, you know, they punished Chumbak for that Akai's a really bad engage there. He tried to get a set on YSS there, but sadly he couldn't get the follow up, and his team definitely got punished there. What do you think about it, Ash TG? Are Chumbak winning or is East Blue winning this time now?
I feel like Chumbak is doing their best, but East Blue is giving their best as well. Even though the draft is kind of, I never saw draft Beatrix. What are you doing there? Way of Dragon and will be taken down. It's a killing spree for the Irithil. I mean, I don't know. She was aware of that fact that Cho and Irithil was going into the bush and they just take her down. In the meantime, we saw in the off cam, Ishan Chin got down by the Chumbak's team members. In the meantime, we can see the Kimi and the Koos are right now going on to Joy. Joy at 75% of HP will be going back, will not taking any fight at this point.
The fight's coming in, but Beatrix got... Was it an off-guard? I mean, like an off-guard caught there, or was it a network issue? I don't know what to say about that, but we can see the guard coming in on Akai there. He will be taking a lot of HP sustain there, but I'm not sure when you have a really huge physical damage deductor there.
Micro is still the same. Gliding wind just went up, and there you go. Sucking Eagle as well at a sliver of it. You will be taking down the show. It is the Akai. In the meantime, we see the Unleash the Beast was on. Joy at a sliver of HP right now, running behind. But there you go. The chasing is also going on. She's in the turret, but Kimmy and the Co will be finding her. Even the meantime, she will be taken down by Kimbap. Kimbap is doing hell right now for the side of Ace Blue. He is showing them the real hell from the beginning after taking the first blood, and right now chasing down, giving a rotation from his top to bot lane just because he got the macro in his hand. Now you go. Gatot Kacha will be dealing a lot of damage, but as well as Beatrix will be there to secure down the minion waves.
I mean, like, as we can see, the builds already coming in, the Kimi already having the concentrated energy there, will be taking a lot of sustain, and Yushin completing his second build, the War Axe there. He will be dealing a lot of damage in a short amount of time there, as alongside a Joy, you know, a Joy marking the backlines is really scary, in my opinion.
Sure. Do you saw the item section? But now let's see. Let's focus on the Lord. The first Lord is here into the Land of Dawn, and it's kind of thinking. I mean, Chumbak is having the Mountain Seeker bring on, and oh my goodness, Ishan Shin was in a very bad position, being taken down. Way of Dragon just popped up into the time. On is the Beast as well. You see, they are marking down the Mage. Okay, Joy managed to go back with the rhythm of Joy, but there you go. Irithil just comes off, but Gatot Kacha will not be spared. It's a mega kill for the Lucas. Kimbap is again showing the hell side towards the East Blue, and they will be prioritizing the Lord because there is no jungler being there for East Blue.
I mean, like, fast my hand, the Yishin Shin. Oh, look at that. A one-on-one fight going on between Matilda and Joy there. Joy using the beats there, but will she die? Yes. A kill coming in on Madara. I mean, like, a Madara will be securing the kill on Joy there. I mean, you know, the way Yishin Shin is getting caught really bad in the positions. I mean, like, he can manage, but look at that heavy spins coming in, getting through there.
Yep, heavy spin, and now they will be taking down the Cho. It's a Kimi. AOG comes up, but in the meantime, we can see a lot of damage is cropping up by the Kimi. In the meantime, Matilda got the kill onto the Irithel, as well as Lucas is going for that. Gatot Kacha, 3-man down already. Can they go for the 4-man? 3 trays already been secured. They just find out the position of Ishan Chin. Can he go back? For skill already been popped up for the immune. Can he go back? No, the damage is too much. It's the monster kill will be secured by the Lucas. In the meantime, we can see the Rhythm of Joy and the electrifying baits already been used, but they will be taking down the tier in the second, in the mid as well. But no blazings. I mean, there is blazing in the top inhibitor, but the Lord will be dealing out that second tier in the top. Each and every macro objects as right now being handed over to the side of Team Chumbak, and now they are going for the first inhibitor in the top. But the Lord will be defending one due to that blazing's been on.
All the shields have been taken down on the side of Team East Blue here. Chumbak, they are taking the advantage of the stuns, the damage is coming in. While Team East Blue, they might have gone for the comfort, but the YSS, I don't think so. He's so comfortable with this pick that on that 153 KDA, it's kind of a meh for a Yishin Shin, especially with the fast farming and the damage coming in. I usually see a Yishin Shin dominating, but this time the Akai hit is going for the heavy spins, which is making Team East Blue pay a really heavy price as well.
But now you go, they just cut off that Cho managed to go back with the Shunpo, but how much time will be there to just manage to getting back into the safer zone, because the jungle is right there. The area is big for the side of Chumbak because they just got each and every tiers in the mid. Ooh, what just happened? Ishan Shin again got caught off guard.
I won't say it was a caught off guard. Beatrix went back, tried to get the blue buff, but Yishin Shin was also coincidentally going for the blue buff and was caught by the Beatrix and the follow-up coming in from the team, man. That's just lovely from the side of Chumbak there. Chumbak are just attaching their team towards each other, you know, like whenever there's a team fight, they will be together all the time. but we might see a fight engaging here. Will the Akai go for the heavy spins? No, they will be for retreating bad with the gliding win here, as team fight might go on, or are they waiting for the Lord? They might wait for the Lord, but at the same time we can see team is all going, and look at the damage coming in, man. The Chu almost got melted alongside the Irrital there.
The coordination is so strong from the side of Chumbak. They're literally doing good decisions, taking good decisions, taking good shot calls. Because before Lord, if you're gonna take a tier fight or some gank, it's not a good deal, because if you lost the trade, then it will cost you the Lord. So they just wait for the moment. Now they will be taking up the Lord first and then going for that fight. But Council already been used by Cho. They're going in the mid lane. I don't know why they went for the mid lane side. Maybe they're going for a shot onto that. Okay, they found it out. But now is the Legion have just popped up. Managed to take double kill out of the Irithel. I'm going for a triple at this point. Can it be a triple? No, it will be a kill for the Kimi. But Lucas is still chasing on that Joy. Electrifying beats onto the mark. Matilda is going in and will be taking another kill. 4-man down with the Lord being on. Chumbak is about to take on the game, because they got all the macro lead as well as the micro lead. 20-8 is the score, and a dominative side is being shown by just securing that 8k goal lead. Managed to take down the inhibitor, and right now the gliding wheel just popped up. They're going with the minions inside the base, but there will be a fight. Mountain Seeker already been popped up. Heavy spin is onto the way, but there you go, at a sliver of HP. Irithel managed to get back into the safer zone. They're going for the base. AOG popped up onto no one. They are right now prioritizing the minions. In the meantime, we can see there is a fight coming on. Unless the beast is not being there, but the conclusive boss will be taking down Irithel. Lord is coming up. Managed to take down the Ishanshin, and in the meantime we saw the Jaw will be fall down. In the meantime, sliver of HP, they will be taking out the Gatot. Double kill for the Kimi, and there you go, guys. The crystal will be popping up, and it will be Team Chumbak attracting their way towards win, towards a victory.
Just wow, actually, that's just wow coming in from the side of Team Chumbak, that they didn't let Team East Blue take any breath with the team fight coming in. They went in absolute domination going on, especially with the follow up from the heavy spins of Akai there alongside Kimbab. Kimbab, man, he was just too amazing there. The damage being dealt by him, the Yushinshin being caught off guard always by the Kimbab there, is just a GG coming in from the side of Team Chumbak. But will Team East Blue be able to make a comeback, or is it going to be a clean sweep? Ash TC, what do you think by this game? Will it be a clean sweep, or is it a reverse sweep?
Feel like it will be a clean sweep, because if the draft will be good, because you know what, I told that to Godda when he was there. If you are in the lobby, you also heard that thing. They kind of lack in the AOE.
That's true.
Gatot Kacha, nobody else has that area of effect, and you need a AOE mage. You need a CC mage. Joy is kind of, he can give the damage. He's not an AOE mage. He can't give the crowd control. He can't give the stun. You need that. They were lacking of it, and AOGs were not into the particular mark. So Chumbak literally went for a big game, and they managed to take down the game number 1 for them. Maybe they will be managing to take down the game number 2 as well. But let's see if there is some catch to come. East Blue can take on the game number 2 for them. Maybe we're gonna see a third game, because all of our audience, me and you, everybody wants game number 3 in the BO3. Let's see what will happen.
That's right. We are definitely craving for that BO3, the 3 matches coming in, especially against these two teams, man. I want to see the East Blue going in for the win as well, but at the same time, I want to see a clean sweep coming in. I don't know, man. I'm just too mixed up on the emotions right now. But the fights coming in from Chumbak, if Team East Blue do not manage to cut off their heroes and manage to make the draft even better here, it is going to be a GG for them.
Of course, a GG for them. But let's see if, I want East Blue to take on the game number 2. But the draft should be good, because I never saw a Lucas EXP, but that managed to, prioritize the whole lane, and it managed to terrorize the Gatot Kacha as well as each and everybody of East Blue side. They went, if you have seen that fight during the second Lord, they went to take down Lucas in the mid. I saw that the console just popped up. I thought the console was there to take down the Lord. No, it was for the Lucas. They went straight down. They went for the Lucas. Then Lucas managed to take down a double kill, whereas Matilda got their hand onto the Joy. 4-man getting down at the particular moment when Lord was about to reach a base was not at all a good decision. from the side of East Blue. They need to, prioritize the objectives more than going for the kills at that point, or they need to defend the Lord. Thinking about defending the Lord rather than going for that solo kill. It just cost them the whole match.
That's valid. I mean, like, by the time the console play was made, Lucas was actually really fed alongside that Oracle already being there with him. The anti heal won't be affecting him much here, since the Oracle's passive will make his lifesteal, the spell vamp coming in really properly there, and the fight eventually was won by Team Chumbak there, especially with the follow up coming in. The Chumbak, they are living up to their name once again. They were sticking with each other so much to the point that Team East Blue, they weren't able to break their coordination nor their formation there, which was a really plus point for the side of Team Chumbak.
Of course, let's see if the coordination can bring on to the next game as well, because I'm not sure what will happen. East Blue can make their comeback as well. They have the potential. They can do it. They were doing great, but it was Ishan Chin who was kind of not. Doing well in this whole match. He was being caught off guard again and again. At that point, if you remember that when he was about to take down that blue buff in the
Oh, yeah.
Chumbak side and just got down by Beatrix. That was a funny moment. Literally, that was a funny moment. He was not aware of it. Even the Beatrix was not aware of Cho and Iruthel. Maybe a net issue, I'm not sure. Or maybe he was looking after somewhere else in the map. That's also happens with me. I also, very much indulge into some other fights that I just forget where I am standing and someone else just come and gank on me. But it's okay. Let's see who's gonna take on the second game. I think we don't want to take a short break. We're
I
able
don't
to.
think there's any break, right? I don't think. Okay, there isn't any break. We'll be jumping in right to the second match there. But the way that you pointed out for the Beatrix being zoned out there, I think, पसंदीदा औरत के लिए तो कोई कुछ भी कर सकता है. Tournament तो छोटी सी चीज है. But anyways, jokes apart, we'll be jumping into the draft with Ash TG taking in the ban section here. Okay, the first ban might be coming in for the EXP meta, I guess. EXP meta should be banned off, or a respect ban towards the Lucas might come here. We never know. East Blue should go for it, but Chumbak, they have the first pick. They can go for either Uranus or Lapu ban. We never know about that. The EXP meta in this season is really tough. But we might also see a Yishin ban. Maybe
No, I
not.
don't. Uh, Zeph, I don't feel like they're gonna go for that Ishanshin ban. More like they can go for Chumbak should go for that. Okay. I have one more doubt here. We should change the sites, or the site change is not also here in a BO3.
I think the toss happened twice, maybe. I don't know, but Chumbak should be gone.
Oh,
Okay, it's
same.
the same.
This is I don't know. Every time I see there's some side change, but it's okay. First pick once again in the hand of Chumbak. Chumbak is going for the ban right now. It will be a 1-1 ban once again. Pretty same ban is coming from Chumbak in the first ban section. Maybe they will go for that Kalea ban and a glue ban as well. But now East Blue is about to take down some heroes. As Zeb mentioned, that a respect ban can be shown onto that Lucas, or maybe they can go for some other bans as well. A lot of heroes are open right now, or they can go for the EXP bans like Yuzhong, Lapu Lapu, Alot, but not the East.
No.
Okay, Glue. This is from the side of Team East Blue.
The East Blue going for that gluey glue there. It is good to be banning off glue. It can be a really big of a nuisance during the team fights. But the Chumba going in for the hopping lady and the second ban. What do you think, HTZ? Is it going to be a EXP ban or a hyper ban coming in?
I feel like it's a EXP ban. They banned the glue this second time, but this time maybe they're gonna ban the Lapu Lapu, or maybe they're gonna ban the Alot, or maybe Yuzong as well. A lot of heroes are open. They should go for the Yuzong ban, or maybe Kaleya and Badang, both rumor would be taken out. But it's kind of, you said that Ishanshin to the ban list. Not sure, but look at that.
I don't think so as well anymore. Oh, but look at that. The Tsunami Slam being banned off from the side of Team Chumbak here will not let East Blue play the Kalia here. The healing nor the pickoff will be coming in. But what do you think a reply ban should be for the Kalia?
Badang. Badang can be a question. I mean, answer.
Right.
I mean, good if they're prioritizing it, it will be a good thing. Maybe Chorom was not also doing well in that match. He was kind of squishy. I mean, if you saw, Kimi was melting him down. The burst was too much from the Kimi. I should refer a Kimi ban here. I mean, the Kimi pick was absolutely beautiful pick. When I just suggest that to Godda that they might be going for the Kimi pick, therefore they're banning such heroes who can catch up the Kimi, was literally, I mean, awestruck moment for me when I saw that Kimi was busting down each and everybody in the early game. But now we're gonna see a Phobia's ban. But the question is, you're banning all these heroes, but they are coming with some out of meta hero that is like Lucas, and they're taking on the game.
That's true. That's true. I mean, like East Blue should definitely focus towards the comfort picks of Chumbak here, since this is a best of three, and Team Chumbak already has a win, a lead coming in. They only need one more. So Team East Blue, they need to take the bans seriously here, and maybe ban off the comfort heroes of Chumbak. So a Phobius, a Glue, I don't think so. There was a respectable ban here, but the Chumbak will be completing the first phase of the ban of their side with a Yuzong here. The Black Dragon will not be given to East Blue.
Okay, the Black Dragon, we're talking about it, and it will be into the ban list. Now, the last ban, a Lapu Lapu, maybe, or maybe they can go for that Lucas ban. They should ban the Lucas because it was really a pain in where where it was giving a lot of damage from the early to the late game, and he was not even able. I mean, East Blue was not even able to take him down. He got legendary even. I mean, that was the thing. He was the X factor. He was the scene maker. He was the play maker of the game. But let's see if
Exactly.
respect ban will be there. Now, respect ban will not be there, but there will be a ban on the Matilda because somehow I feel like Lucas and that Akai was getting safe because the Matilda's gliding wind, the Matilda Airlines was totally, I mean, ill for them all this time.
That's true. I mean, like a Matilda will definitely make their team rotate really quickly, but at the same time, I would probably prefer a good EXP being banned off here, especially with the Lucas last match, which had been gone. East Blue, they could have banned a Lucas or maybe a Uranus, maybe a Lapu. They can ban all these type of heroes, but Chumbak, we still don't know about the hero pool. They can flex their hero, they can flex pick their hero so much to the point that we can't even predict that. Like what happened in the previous game, we saw Lapu. I mean, like we saw
True.
Lucas banning. Oh, but look at that, the revamp Grok coming in. HTG, what do you think about this Grok revamp coming in?
That what Gorda said in the Nepali. It was PETA. I think PETA means wall.
Mm, Peta is Peta. Well, we don't know, guys. We are not Nepalis here. Do let us know in the
Okay.
comments.
I thought you were Nepali, but it's okay. Okay, we are not Nepali guys. So we are. I don't know, but Godda might say that what PETA for the grok. The wall means PETA, something like that. If I'm saying wrong, do me correct in the comment section. Let me know what is the wall called in Nepali language. But Grok will be a pretty good hero in this tournament because it just got the revamp, Zeph. It's just got the new revamp, and it was
The
totally
revamp.
awesome seeing it in the meta scene. But again, we're gonna see that joy
A
popping up
joint
from
win
the
was
side of
made.
East Blue as well as a Lapu Lapu will be there from the side of East Blue. This time the game will be on because Lapu Lapu into the EXP scene and Grok will also be into the EXP scene. If you miss the ult with the wall, it's kind of I mean, your ultimate cooldown will be 50 seconds. This is the catch right now with the new Grok. And it will be fun to see. But about the Matilda ban, I will say one more thing on it. I mean, if your car is showing less mileage, don't change the car, change the engine. So they did that. I mean, if the Lucas is giving pain, Akai is giving pain. So find the way. I mean, why they were getting out from the such situation. A lot of time we saw that they just got out from the situation in a sliver of HP. That's because of the Matilda Island. They just banned it. But now they just forgot about the Kimi as well as the Lancelot. We'll see saw Lancelot and a Kimi pick coming out from the side of Chumbak. Chumbak is still showing their aggression, showing their domination by these picks. And I will again go with the Chumbak's lineup because they are literally with a good lineup. But now, as the outdated Joy pick will be there from East Blue side, I don't feel like their mid lane will be secured if the Joy is going into the mid.
A joy made. I wouldn't prefer a joy made in tournaments, especially when your team does not have proper AoE coming in. They definitely need a stun mage, proper AoE CC mage. But as for the Chumbak, we can see a Kimi coming in as well as for the Grog. The combo will be really hard, and for the Lancelot, we can't forget his Phantom execution for the securing of kills, man. He is just too good. But look at that, the East Blue will be going for the Werewolf here. The Roger being locked on,
Of course,
and will
the
be
Roger will be there. That's this is the nice thing. Roger into the goal or Roger into the jungle? That's a big question right now. What do you feel?
I probably feel like the previous match which I've casted for East Blue, I have seen them play Roger Hyper, but not a goal. But this might be different. We can never say anything. This is MOBA 5v5 after all. Anything is possible when it comes to your imagination or maybe the metas you want to create. We never know.
Maybe now that could be the thing right now. But East Blue is kind of. I mean, I know them. They will go for something new. They did it in the last game. They went for that join mid. So maybe the Roger into the goal and join into the mid. Yet about to come with that pick of jungle. That's showing the flex right now. So let's see what will be the ban right now. CC is being prioritized, but what will be from the side of Chumbak? So that means if they are banning the CC, what do you think? This Grok is coming into the roam.
Grog might come on towards the room here as Uranus is open, a sustain and a AoE coming in. It's a hell of a pick coming in since they won't die at the same time they can't reach the back line. So it's kind of a good pick for Chumbak here. They have the Uranus open, but a CC ban, a counter for Lapu, that's valid as well. But instead of a CC, they could have gone for a Uranus. They could have gone for a proper marksman ban like a Irithel maybe, or they can pick Irithel if they have to pick. But Roger, we still don't know about the Roger if it's in the gold lane or in the jungle there, so it's still a mystery coming in. But we'll be seeing the last ban coming in from the side of Team East Blue here. What do you think, AshTZ? What is it going to be?
I feel like another EXP Uranus, as you mentioned, or maybe
Oh,
they did it.
finally.
They take out the Lucas, the beast, which was giving all the pain to them, all bringing the hell to them in the previous match. So now they will be taking it out. That's a good thing. That's a good thought from East Blue. But if the Grok is going for the EXP, all this thought, all these things will be in vain because I mean you tried your best in the drop, but then you just got pranked by Grok being into the EXP. But as you mentioned, that CC getting banned because she is the counter of Lapu Lapu. But leaving out the Uranus, you're banning the only counter CC. It's not a good thing because Uranus. If you're thinking that Grok to the roam, Uranus can come up from the side of Chumbak at this moment. But that's ban. I mean, giving a lot of space to that Lancelot by banning out Minsitter as well as Kufra, which can be an obstruct or can be a big counter for the Lancy dashes.
That's true. That's true. And those are some amazing bans already coming in from Chumbak here. They prioritize their Lancelot there for not getting countered, but East Blue a respect ban for the Lapu. That's valid, but the picks, I'm still curious about that, Roger, man. I just want to know if it's a MM or a jungler there, since Roger, I have seen Roger in the goal lane, but not much. But at the same time, Chumbak, they have the Irithel open, they have the Uranus open, they even have the Beatrix open, which they can pick once again. But look at that, Akaja being locked off. A really good one hero mark for Lancelot. Maybe they'll go for Lancelot, maybe for the Kimi. We never know, but let's see what Chumbak are going to be for the reply here. What do you think, HTZ? What the picks are going to be?
I feel like Kaja is a good pick against Lancelot, and Chumbak can go for something like burst type of MM rather than going for Beatrix. They can go this time with the Granger, or they can also.
Irithel is still open here.
Irithel is open right now. The Roger is into the goal lane. You can easily take out the Roger with the Irithel, or you should go for something early game damage type MM, like you can say like maybe Harith can also works pretty good here. Now they're going with Comfort, that is a Beatrix. They did well with the Beatrix in the last game. And now again back with the Beatrix, and Ruby will be there as well, EXP laner. So I don't know how, but East Blue knows better Chumbak than me.
Because whenever I'm saying something, I mean, last game, I thought, no, Lucas is into the jungle. They're banning the jungle, Fredrin and all. I was saying, no, you're not doing right. Then I saw Akai coming up. Now they're banning the Rome. They're banning the XP. I saw Grok is going to Rome. So it's kind of, I mean, it's a good thing. You know your opponents well. It's a good thing, obviously, but you need to win the game. But now, Ranger, oh my goodness, Okay, guys, I'm done with this. I don't know the Nepali meta. My instincts are getting bad and bad here. Whatever I'm trying to say, I mean, Roger into the goal, it's getting wrong again and again. Joy into the mid, Roger into the jungle, Granger into the goal. A beautiful way to mock me, done by East Blue.
I mean, like regionalized meta, we can never say anything about that. You know, everything is different in different regions. But Chumba completing their draft with a huge ton of CC coming in towards the side. But for the side of Team East Blue, I'm sad to say that I only see a proper pick off coming in from Kaja here. The others, they definitely went for the stun. I mean, like for the damages there. While East Blue, they went for the perfect damage, they went for the perfect AoE CC, they went for the sustain as well. While Team East Blue, they only have Lapu to their name for the sustain there, since even a Kaja can be melted down pretty easily there.
Let's see if
I mean, like the picks which have already been up to, those are some quite weird picks from East Blue once again. But without further ado, we'll be jumping into the land of Dawn. But before we get to the casting, guys, be sure to like and subscribe to the stream, as we'll be coming back with more amazing matches after this. Anyway, but what do you think about it, HTC? I want to know your opinion towards the East Blue picks once again. Okay, we can see a fight already striking into the mid lane side. Kimi dropping really low, but will be forcing the side of Team East Blue's Joy to back off as well. In wait maybe, or the Grog just trying to provide the vision here. The top lane might be ganked off as Joy trying to get the lethal here. Kimi will be giving out a little damage. Grog will definitely be zoning out, since Joy is standing near a wall. Will be a really bad thing, as Grog puts up the wall here, will not be able to do much. Joy will be securing the lethal there. The long-lasting lethal fight will be done, as the top lane Kaja will be rotating alongside Roger there. The Roger just farming up. Beatrix might be caught off guard here, but no, Beatrix is smart. Beatrix went back off, as Guns and Roses is getting harassed by Ruby there. As we all know, a Ruby she has the max stacks of 4, but even those stacks are really soft, you know, as the spell wham coming in on her skills will be really huge, and she becomes almost known for the immortal side of the spell wham. But as for the fights, the turtle spawning in 15 seconds, the Grog putting up the wall, the junglers being level 4, a gank might be coming in. Okay, the turtle spawning in 4 seconds, but we can see a gang coming in towards the top lane side. The jungler and the MM both staying there. Will there be a clash? No, they will be retreating back towards the turtle there. They don't want to take any risky moves there, as Grog puts up the wall trying to delay Roger there, but Roger having his dash on the alt will be retreating pretty easily without any casualties. Thankfully, Grog does not have a skill which jumps from the wall, but we can see the wild charge being, not the wild charge, the Grog going in.
Really, I'm really sorry. I just got a call from, we're back into the game, guys, and we can see the turtle fight is already on, and it's kind of each crew is having the turtle for themselves. Maybe, okay, the Roger got the turtle, it's the jungle Roger, and he managed to take down the turtle. In the meantime, we see the Divine Judgment just come up, but the whole squad of the Chumbak will be there. A first blood will be secured in the meantime at a sliver of HP. We can see that Ruby managed to take down the kill for her, and will be getting a double kill now. It will be taking down the Joy, and it will be a double kill for the Ruby, and the Kaja story will over as well. You got the turtle, you got 1 kill, we got 4 kill. Trade is on us.
That follow-up from Grog, man, that was crazy. I mean, like, Ruby was fighting alone. I thought that she won't be getting any follow-up since Ruby might die there, but the sudden charge of Grog, that was really crazy, coming in, catching 3 people, and there was a 4-1 trade. The turtle going in onto the side of Team East Blue, but the team fight being won for the Team Chumbak here. The Chumbak attracting another win towards there, as Joy goes in using her beats there, but will not be finding Beatrix since she recalled. the fights coming in, the Chumbak, they reply in a really brutal manner there. You take one thing, we'll take 4 of your things there. That's the reply they want to give. AshTZ, what do you think about that?
This is insane. This was really insane because I was not thinking that they can get 4 kills at that point. They got 1 kill. The East Blue should have taken back, but they didn't win. Again, Divine Judgment just come up, Glock with the block, and there you go, guys. Joy just come up with the Rhythm of Joy. Will be stunned down. Oh, that was cool. I thought she can just take down the Kimmy, but the stun was out of the league. It just stopped out that Rhythm of Joy, and he couldn't win for that. Electrifying beats.
The charge coming in from Grog, the wild charge, when he slams onto a wall, the AoE, just the AoE, those are really huge AoEs coming in, this could be one of the hugest AoE in ML out so far now, but we can still see another turtle spawning in. Turtle fight might be coming up.
Stoner doing good now, but there you go, guys. Turtle fight already started, but there you go. Lancelot got a kill onto that Granger, and right now Kaja will not be fine to take down anybody, but before the turtle fight, I don't know what will happen. Roger is right now onto the turtle scene. Maybe second turtle is also going into the hand of, but we can see a dash coming from the Lancelot. Okay, he's going inside the turtle. He will be taking out the turtle with a retreat. Nice retreat coming out from him, and now he's trying for the Joy, but the Rhythm of Joy will be helping the Joy to take out from the situation. Will be going back down there, but the red buff is in danger right now. Can they get it? Okay, they managed to take... No. They couldn't manage to take the red buff. Was an easy red buff stolen by Kaja, I feel. Yeah.
The fights that happened, that's good. Joy escaping, but she still survives, man. But the wild charge that happened there. Oh wait, we might see. Never mind. But the wild charge that happened there, the Kaja just used his all and made Grog run in a treadmill. He was running in the air while Kaja just holds him in. That was funny to be watching.
Okay, I will say that the mid turret is more important than the top one. If you got the top tier, but third tier in the top, but they got the tier in the mid. So now the jungle area is kind of big for the side of Chumbak. They will just increase the jungle area with taking down the tier. So it's not a good trade from the side of East Blue, whereas Chumbak is having a good macro trade for their side after getting that mid tier. But now we can see a potential gank maybe onto the site, but no. Backing off, doesn't want to take any fights. Ruby is kind of poking up, going on to the Lapu. No dashes coming from the Lapu yet. No, it's a good thing. They're not taking any fights. They're waiting for the third turtle.
That's a good thing that Lapu didn't engage there. He is backed off in the farm as well, while Team Chumbak, they are absolutely equipped with their equipments, the first or second equipments, they already have it. While Lapu, I guess he still has a single of his equipment, which will be War Axe most probably, so that's not gonna be a plus trade for him, since he will be getting deleted in no time. He does not have any defensive item which will make him sustain, so we can see a pickup coming in towards the mid lane.
Okay, the Sky Piercer will be prioritized, but right now Beatrix and Kimmy is in danger. Roger with the liquid powers will be getting down the Kimmy. In the meantime, we can see the Granger will be getting down the Ruby, as well as Beatrix down with the double kill being secured by the Roger. Retreat popped up. Lancelot got a kill onto the Lapu. Lapu will be coming back with the dashes. Roger in a very bad position will be getting the triple kill at a sliver which we can be a maniac. The Sonata just popped up. Puncture as well. But will it be a no? Managed to escape back into the safer zone. No maniac for the Roger. Deleted down 3 members at a perfect moment, and now mid-tier is in danger. Phantom execution just into the time. Lancelot, no way to go back. Lot of damage coming from the Rhapsody. Joy will be there, but it will be a kill. The last blow will be done by the Granger. Nice way to take down the Lancy. 5 trade onto the side of it was 6 trade because they got the turtle as well. Ace Blue is doing great in the second game.
East Blue, they managed to make up to the mistakes, and they are making a comeback now, but we never know. It's still not the late game, it's still not the second tiers being fallen down, but we can still see the we can see the goal lead going into the hands of East Blue here. But look at that, the Roger being in a really tough position, might be taken out, and yes, he will be taken down. The Grog stopping his chase there, he will not letting him escape, but the wild charge being used up towards the Natalia there, the XD emote being used up. After missing a skill, you can't use that to hide your mistakes, man.
Okay, but they couldn't got the mid tier. That's a good thing. After all those teams, Lancelot just got down, and now they are right now fighting once again in the mid. It's a kind of a good draw from Ace Blue. They're trying their best, but how much time is there? If the Beatrix and the Kimi will got the snowball in the late game, they're gonna deleting down each and every members from the side of East Blue. So this is a not a good thing, but Roger is doing great. Zef, if you have seen the damage onto him, he was literally chasing down the enemy, taking them down with the leaking powers. The damage is too great from him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Comparing to the second game, I guess Roger is his comfort, and why Yi Shin was definitely a really flex pick for him. But we can see Lancelot going in, the Thorn Rose being used up, but the catch being coming out, but the puncture will be used to escape the dash, the Xing coming in, which will be saving Lancelot life. But a killing spree, a off-cam kill coming in, a 2-on-1 gang towards the Beatrix. That's not accepted, man. I mean, like, you did kill Yi Shin back then, but the same blue buff, the same position, the same place, but two extra, but I mean, like, an extra person coming in. But look at that, the damage coming in from the Roger.
It's too much. The Lancelot was in a sliver of HP. He just dismantling himself from the fight, but now Lapu is coming off. Flicker popped up. In the meantime, we can see the Rhythm of Joy as well as the electrifying. This was onto the Lancelot. He will be finding his way for that blue buff as well. I mean, stolen the blue buff. Lancelot was in a very less HP, and now they're totally going for the Lord. The Roger pick was literally insane from East Blue. It's walking well in the second game. They need to win this game. It's a do or die set for them. And the macro lead is right now into the hand of Team East Blue, even the micro as well. But now once again a potential gang's coming up, and the Grok is going to initiate the gang. At a sliver of HP, they will be taking down the Lapu. The backline damage is too much. Managed to take down the Gaja, but the Rogers retreat will be done. Double kill. Duel got secured by Beatrix. But the Lord will be taken down by side of East Blue. Maybe they're gonna take the tier 2 in the meantime.
So the fights, man, both the teams are fighting through their lives. Now they both the teams want to win. That's for sure. But Team East Blue, compared to the last game, they have made a huge comeback. I mean, like, instead of going for a one-sided battle, they are giving the battle which we all want to see here. You, me, all the guys who are watching the stream right now. It's just amazing. The Lord being stolen off, but the team fight being won by Chumbak here will give Team East Blue a little time to farm up, a little time to make that team come back and maybe gang once again, win the gang, and it can be a GG. But you know, as we can see, the side of Team East Blue, they have the damage dealers here instead of PoE. They went for the damages, so it's kind of a risk going for late game as they don't have anyone to sustain as long as that. But we can see for the side of Team Chumbak, they have the stuns, they have the frontliners, they have the damage dealers. So during the late game fights, we can see Chumbak making a comeback.
Of course, and they managed to take down the victory for themselves. But now, with this game, I don't feel like it will be easy victory because East Blue is doing great. Lapu right now diving into the charge, but Ruby will also be there. A lot of damage coming from the Rangers, Death Sonata, and in the meantime we can see Kimi just show up in the fight and will be deleting down with the burst damage onto that Lapu right now, dismantling themselves from the fight. It's a good decision coming out from the East Blue side. Hiding in the bush, will be joining out soon by this Grok. Okay, just got back into the safe time.
East Blue, they are making a comeback, you know. I mean, East Blue, it's a reference to all blue from One Piece, you know. But that is right. That is right. We can still see the Grog giving out the vision. I mean, like, he is a tanky guy, and once his passive is up, he gets his passive up. Oh, look at that, the hook coming in from Ruby.
Oh, that was a nice hook, and there you go, guys. The damage is all there. Rangers coming up. Slayer of HP managed to escape. Killing spree for the Beatrix onto the roof, onto the Lapu. Ruby got down, but Joy will be taken down as well. 2 for 1 is the trade. What a way to take down that. Okay, in the meantime, Roger managed to give a beautiful split push onto the bot.
Roger was like, you take 2 of my members, but I'll take your second Sion towards the bot lane side here. So the turret are being, I mean, like, the turret pushes are being won by the side of Team East Blue here. So the map control can be going on towards their hands here. But you know, the picks, man, the picks won't let them last long here. So I'm still curious on the late game side of how Team East Blue manages to make this work out, since During the team fights, I am not expecting much from them, but the Roger going in for the Great Dragon Spear here will be dealing huge ton of crit damage, which will make Team Chumbak squishy heroes back off really early on. But as we can see, a Lord fight might be engaging soon.
Of course, before that we can see Joy managed to take down the Beatrix. In the meantime, we can see that Joy will be deleted down as well. It's a beautiful elimination for that Joy from the Grog. And now Divine Judgment just come up into the off-guard. Roger is giving a lot of damage. Phantom Execution will be popped up. Roger will be got down. Lapu missed the fight for himself. And now Lord is totally open with no jungler being present by the side of East Blue. They got down, and Kaja as well will be taken down easily by the Ruby. Lapu is running away from the situation. That's a good idea. But the Lord, second one, will be into the hand of Chumbak. Easy Lord for them.
I mean, like the zoning out coming in from Ruby, Ruby chased down Grandeur towards their red buff here. She didn't let Grandeur take part in that team fight, which was a plus point and made Team Chumbak make a comeback towards that fight. They managed to secure the Lord, and a comeback is coming towards the side of Team Chumbak here, but we never know, if Chumbak makes even the slightest mistake, Team East Blue can take the opportunity. They can take everything up on their hand and make the comeback coming in. A reverse sweep might be coming on, or yep, it is possible for the side of Team East Blue now.
Kind of not going for the push, but Lapu is right now being being there with 3 members, and they managed to take down the tier in the bot. Roger is right now in the jungle chasing down that Lancelot. Retreat just popped up, a lot of damage as well from the bullets. Maybe getting down puncture in the time, and they will be going back. Okay, Roger with the wolf form will be there. Rose gold just comes up, but now will be there with the 3 members. Can he run back? Okay, managed to, filled his HP with the shots. That is a good thing that they defended the Lord, but the Mega Minions are right now standing at the inhibitor's turret, dealing a lot of damage to the inhibitor. Maybe it will fall down soon.
Lancelot was peacefully farming, man. Roger came out of nowhere. That werewolf was up to the hunting part there, but the sad part was, sadly, Lance wasn't able to take part in the team fight, which means that the Lord was not so wasted, since they definitely got the bot lane second tier, but the fight coming in as the Grog trying to give out perfect sets.
Nice. Yet now I can say that it's 1-1 from both the sides. They're doing great, each and everybody. Even though the micro lead is in the hand of Chumbak, macro as well. Still, not a macro, because there is still tiers are there, but okay, they're going for a potential gank at this point. Divine Judgment just popped up, as well as Lapu is going onto the Ruby. They're all using their skills onto a Ruby. Grok right now with a beautiful ult. Oh my goodness, catching up on the crew members. Roger right now joining the team fight. Kimmy is dealing a lot of damage. Ruby will be taken down in the meantime. They will getting the Kimmy into their hand as well. 2 men already down. They're going for the tiers. Their 5 mans are right now scavenging upon the Chumbak. But Chumbak right now will be repelling themselves from the fight, as well as it is open. The whole inhibitors are open. They will be getting the tier 2 in their bid as well. Now the Grok will block the minions with the Peta, that is the wall. And now the Kaza with that waves coming from the top lane. Can they get the inhibitor in the time? No, they cannot get the inhibitor in the hand, but 16 seconds to Lord. Is it a good way? 2 members already down. Lapu is not the right choice to catch up. Lot of resources got used. Catch up the Lapu Teju. In the meantime, Teju just managed to escape, but what if he couldn't have escaped at that point? The blown has been done. But now the Lord is up.
That's true. But we can already see a clash coming in.
That was a great ult. Once again, Grok will not be sustaining here. Granger find his way for the Grok. And now, we're taking the Lord as well. Lancelot as well. 2 men down. This is a bad news for Chumbak. They got the Lord. They got 2 members as well. Now going for the 3rd member. 5 mans. No, Kimmy find his way to the Granger. Ruby got down, and Lapu as well. Slaver of HP. Kimmy is still fighting. Can he do a triple kill? Of course. Maniac into the way. No, it's Rogers. Coming up. What a drama. What a moment for East Blue. They literally changed the game, and now It's time to take on the victory. They are going for the victory dance. The Joy is going for the victory dance. Minions marching on to the inhibitor, clearing up the lanes. Can it be a time for defend? Grok is here, guys, blocking the way with the wall. Okay, with the ult as well, but now it's Lancelot coming into the way, clearing up the minions. There is still hope rising onto the way for the team Chumbak. But no, Lord it will be inside the turret. In the meantime, they manage to take down the Joy. Roger will be clicking onto the base, but Roger will be taken down easily. There is a hope. There is a light of hope, Zev, which will be on. Chumbak defending the base after Kimi's triple kill.
That's a GG coming in, a GG defend coming in from just the two members, not even the two members, the Grok managed to clear the mid lane, which gave Lancelot enough time to come back and just clear the rest of the minions and save the game alongside getting a kill on Sagar Rai as well as Fast My Hand. It's a comeback maybe, or it is a sweep coming in now, but whatever it is, East Blue, they are giving out a really huge tough fight for Chumbak now. Okay, we can see a fight coming in as this is coming really close towards the end here. The Lapu gets down, a double kill coming in for Kimi here. The Kebab going in, gets the kill towards the Joy. The Joy will not be able to shine for the beats there as the Roger will be taken out by Grey.
Tables got turned. Cables really got turned now. At a moment there was all the 5 members was there on the base, but now Chumbak managed to make the comeback. They will be taking on the victory. It's a 2-0 clean sweep coming from Chumbak, even though there was a time when we thought the game is off. But then there was a catch coming off from the side of Chumbak. They managed to defend the base. They managed to went for straight away for the side of East Blue, and the crown. The Angel managed to pop it out. What a game. What absolute cinema I just saw here.
That was just unimaginable of how a good comeback came in from the side of Team Chumbak here. They managed to attract the win towards them, but whatever, the last fight when we really thought that Chumbak, the game is over for them. The Grok made such a huge play that it was a comeback coming in, especially after the kill, the triple kill coming in from Kimi. The fight coming in is just too good to be asking here. But anyways, guys, this is a GG's coming in. Team East Blue, they played off really well, but this is the first game. The games are not ending yet. Stay tuned, guys. Go and refill your popcorn. We'll be coming in with the second team after a little short break, guys. So see ya.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Blitz Showdown Season 1. And currently, we will be soon heading into the second game of the night. But before that, I gotta, of course, introduce you to the caster's deck or the talent decks like you can read on your screen. I'm gonna be Shinryu, your host, as well as the caster, and I'm joined by Malsam for this game. So, my friend Malsam, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing great as usual, and yeah, I was just casting a tournament recently, and oh my gosh, look at this production right away. Sorry, I got carried away by such a production here. Oh my gosh, W to the production right away here, and yes, Shinru, I'm doing great, and now I'm doing excellent after showing this kind of production. And tonight it seems Fear the Duck and final arc. Oh my gosh, the Fear the Duck. All right.
Hey, you know what? Ducks are very fearsome animal, like fearsome birds. You might seem, they're just out there near the pond or the lake, but before you know, they can just attack you. So you need to fear the duck, man. Trust me, I have been a victim, and you should be fearing them. But final arc, let's see if they can actually really, shows us some kind of different maneuver or different kind of gameplay out here or not. But again, very standard bans coming in. The YSS, as always, we have been seeing this hero continuously being banned in most of the tournaments, of course, right? However, the Ruby kind of surprises me. Is this a target ban, you think?
If a Ruby is being banned out, I'm pretty sure that the final arc might like to pick out those really dashy heroes. And talking about dashy heroes, you know that hero himself, right? The Lancelot. Maybe final
Yeah.
arc are planning to set up for the Lancelot. Since they are the second pick, they would obviously get the 2 pick right away, forcing Fear the Duck to get one good hero, obviously. But we still have 2 more bans coming up here. And oh, Fear the Duck! Wow. Their coach or whoever is doing this drafting is doing a great job here, and it's a grok that just got the revamp being banned out by the final arc.
I mean, they not only feared the dog, they also feared the Lancelot as well. It seems like so. W's to them. But once again, this is the best of 3 series, right? The first match. Also, one more thing. This is a league stage, right? So the teams are actually playing in a way that they will face each of like in a multiple times. So I guess they know the drafting and everything around so much. So they should be pretty much well thorough about what the other teams would want to prioritize out here. But again, the first pick is still due from the side of Team Fear the Dark. There's a lot of heroes open, especially the EXP laners, which we have been talking about so much. The Lancelot, not Lancelot, sorry, the Lapu Lapu, and even the wait, everything goes out of the window when I see an Alucard, man.
Oh
But,
my god.
okay, here we are. Here we
Okay.
are, the Alucard being the first pick, man.
Oh, it's even the sun being picked out by the final arc follow up with the Joe. And yes, I am anticipating Joe for a really long time because I mean you just recall the most recent tournament you even cast Shinryu. I think it would be really rare to see the Chow here, and final arc are going to do us a really good favor in giving us a Chow here tonight, which I'm going to really anticipate it individually. For now, I cannot stick to any team yet, but the Alucard pick, even if all the items like that can counter a lifesteal are being banned out, I'm still not so confident seeing the Alucard yet. But let's see how Fear the Duck are going to play here. And I was thinking of something else here. If an Alucard is there for the re-XP lane, what if they pick some kind of hero that has a really good CC and also the mobility? And I was trying to say that an Angela, but here comes the Kaja and follows up with the Xavier.
Yeah, a support is a support at the end of the day, right?
Mhm.
It's gonna give you a lot of advantage in this team fight. But I feel the lock-on skill is pretty much good because the Chow is a hero which wants to go for the pick off, right? He wants to turret dive and just mark your carries onto the backline. That's where the Kaja can really come in clutch. And also a Selena. So this combo, the classic combo, right? The Selena gets the stun, the Chow goes in with the way of the dragon, just easy pick offs, right? Will really give a lot of advantage once you're only in the early game. However, the late game scaling from the 2 heroes, that is especially the Alucard and alongside the Xavier, is really, really going to be the game changer. Once we hit to the after the 10th minute or the 11th minute mark, right? That's where these heroes really, really shine. So
Yeah.
again, moving to the second banning phase, the Erythral taken off already from the side of Final Arc.
So see here, the Xavier is being picked here in the mid lane. Let's just focus on the mid lane for now. Let's keep on draft proceeding. See, we are going to have a Selena in the mid lane for sure since Chow is already being picked out. I do not think that against an Alucard, a Selena jungle might be quite valid here. It is going to be a Xavier and a Selena here. Selena would slightly have a better advantage at the mid lane because the early Abyssal Arrow is going to deal a tons of damage. And also, when it comes to the lane clearance, I don't think that Kaja wouldn't be that effective in helping the clearing because the Jeet Kondo is going to help clear the lane so fast. Final arc, their mid control is going to be really solid here. So Fear the Duck, what do you particularly think that they can do to outplay the mid lane rotation, or maybe how do you think that they can slow down this true hero so that the side lane can get their freedom on doing their 1v1 job?
I think they need to really get a hero that can stand alone their lanes, right? Heroes that can not be taken down so easily, and also can win the lane matchup, right? Against the Sun, I guess the early game fighters can really do well. And a lot of the times I've seen the Alucard actually performing well against the Sun. Why, if you ask me, is because the Sun uses his clone, and the more members are around the Alucard, the more spell vamp he gets, right? The more spell vamp he receives. So that's why like the Alucard does have a little bit advantage when it goes in a 1v1 if the Alucard is played in the EX lane. But if they have a different option, that can also work really well. But I have a slight feeling, that they really need to get a good goal laner for the side of Fear the Duck, because their draft is already pretty late game based, right? They need some kind of early game to compensate for that late game kind of draft. And if they don't get a hero, I was considering the Grandeur maybe for them. The Grandeur can work really good from the early to mid, even slightly to the late game. It does have the stacks to dish out good damage, but they banned it out. So what option does this open for themselves will be a really good question, because what other good heroes are there in the early game that can compensate for a goal lane match? What do you think?
Oh, I was waiting for this moment my entire life here. And yes, the Fanny, yes. So the Fanny is going to make more sense here. So Fear the Duck can pick heroes like a Booty. He got a really good early damage, and right now, after lots of updates and adjustment is being made, he scales really well in the late game, right? So if a Fanny flies in, he can lock himself. And also if a Kaja is there, Kaja will use the Divine Judgment locking down the particular heroes. Even if the hero is somehow really chunky and hard to be finished off, then the Booty is there to longer the CC duration, making the chain CC a perfection. And this Xavier with the Dawn of Light is going to be around there. So Fear the Duck, if they are going to pick any marksman, I really favor them to pick the Brody, or else I'm not sure which particular heroes would fit in this lineup right now. Maybe a Clint slightly, but if any is going to fly around there, Kaja won't get the Divine Judgment all the time, and they need to wait the level 4. So let's see. Oh, here comes the
Yeah.
Badang with the Brody. Oh my gosh. I mean, oh my gosh, I like to Fear the Dog a lot now. They are doing things the way I want. See, the very beginning I was talking about Ruby and the Lancelot, right? Like the banning stuff, and then Fear the Dog are doing the correct ban, and then I was seeing through that they need a Brody, and it is more like they should the production team should even change our side so that I would be more like Fear the Duck side, and it will be more like the final arc. But wow, this is really interesting. So okay, you talk about your team final arc.
I mean, at this point, it's your team. I mean, it's my team actually. In fact, we just switch side, right? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But I do like the potential in the early game. But they actually are going in for a 2-fighter combination out here, right? Along with the Fanny being the hyper carry for the team. So is this going to be a gold lane Sun or gold lane Paquito is going to be the question. But despite that, the Paquito's burst potential is very high, right? When he goes in with the jab, when he goes in with the knock up as well, he not only can contribute to the CC, he can also dish out a lot of damage, which the squishy members cannot really survive for too long. And he's really good at flanking the backline as well, right? So that's going to add a lot more layers to the side of Team Final Arcs draft, because they already have so many ways to go into this team fight. They have the Chow, they have the Selena, they even have the Fanny, and now with the addition of the Paquito is going to be even more. There's going to be a lot of members this Kaja have to be wary of to whom he should use his the ultimate on. That's going to be the Divine Judgment. So really a very skill-based matchup is gonna be out here. So I'm interested to see how this match will go. Just the first match right now we're gonna have, but the draft already so exciting, man.
Yeah, this is the kind of draft that we are not seeing so much in the particular tournament that we used to cast or just our previous tournament. Let me just be honest, and I hope that the fans who are watching right now don't think in the other way also. Like, if we see a Sun being picked, we used to talk like, oh, it's a Sun pick, it's more like an epic pick, like that. We used to troll around, and yet somehow I was thinking a little bit to the final arc draft, but slowly as they are proceeding their draft, forcing out unnecessary pick, shall I say, for the blue team. And right now they are finishing off with that Fanny and this Paquito. Somehow it is going to work really well, I can foresee it. But at the very end, we have to keep in mind that Selena Ebisalero is going to really helps a lot. The Fanny, yes, the Kaja is there, even the Badang is there, but we do know that a Sun split push, there ain't a hero, there ain't a single hero that can stop from the side of blue if an Alucard goes for the split push or try to stop the Sun. Even if he can stop, his team is going to be in a really trouble, because just looking at the draft of the red team, it is not looking so good for the team. And wow, here we are.
Yeah, man. Here we are in the Land of Dawn for the first game between Fear the Dark versus Final Arc. Fear the Dark taking the blue side and Final Arc taking the red side, of course. The first match. So it's gonna be exciting, but again, if you see the caster's name, it's gonna be a bit different. I'm Shinryu and I'm joined by Malsam for this match. So yeah, we'll be taking this, we'll be the voice for this game. But once again, like you mentioned, the way that this fight will, team fights will go on, right? Because the positioning is going to be really, really important for these teams, like how they maneuver or how they place themselves. Because one slight mistake and there's so much punish available from the red side, that is Final Arc, right? They want to, make them misplay a lot more in this game fight, in those teams. But once again, I feel the late game is where the game is going to change for Fear the Dark, though.
Maybe, but Brody has already mentioned he can scale right away here. But look at here, bot lane, lots of damage straight coming from there, as Salamandar is already in his last 1 HP bar here. And it's more like we are going to prioritize the XP lane for the time being, as XP lane are the one who are making most of the action here. But the top lane side looking a little bit juicy here, and if we could slide it up a little bit here, it seems okay. We get the first blood coming from Nyx. Okay, it's a double kill. Take it over to you, Mr. Shinru.
Yeah, man, triple kill already, and again Paquito goes in with the flicker combo. But look at that, 3, maybe 4 members out there, and with the Sun being out there, I actually lost count how many members were there, honestly. But yeah, it's gonna be more kills in the favor of team Final Arc at this point, right? They are really starting things off explosively. And again, the Chow wants to go in under the turret, gets the knockup, but bit too overzealous out here, and he will give a free kill to the side of team Fear the Dark out here. But 2 minutes in, already so many kills, man.
Let's not forget that Newton, he was really confident knowing that Chow would even use the Jeet Kune Do in Flixin, but the early turret is providing that extra shield. It really helps a lot here. A little bit of zone out, and it looks like a free turtle.
Yeah, free turtle for sure, but they're trying to even get more advantage by going in for the purple buff, but that might be a bit mistake. They're taking in a bit of damage. They do not have their members available. Even the Divine Judgment is not really available, right? So they need to be careful. But I feel part of the reason why they want to invade is, give that Fanny a hard time moving around the map. Already 3 kills secured, all the 3 kills into his hand, right? And the snowball is really gonna be capitalized by them if they get more kills onto that Fanny for sure.
So lots of action are already happening these 3-minute marks of the game. The first turtle being secured by the blue side. So red team, they still need to do a lot of work into their side. Although Chow is already at the top lane with the Sun, I don't think the execution would be so perfect here. Oh, here.
Once again, they're going in. The Jeet Kune Do actually connects onto Newton, and he will get taken down. The Fanny gets 1 more kill, but little a tight spot. He will be able to just cable his way out, but it's a good pick of 1-for-1 trade so far. But they're trying to look for more. The Paquito wants to go in, but it's a Kaja. You should be careful. That does not have a Divine Judgment, so you cannot punish it yet so far. So again, pretty much even so far in terms of the kills, but the gold also not really favoring too much either of the team. Just a slight advantage to the side of Team Fear the Dark.
So it is quite interesting to see Kaja again, particularly it is Amzilong with Kaja. So let's see here. Oh, here comes the Abyssal Arrow. Jeet Kondo follows up, but oh, what the clutch flicks here. Oh, and he does round links. Well, he secures it. He dives in, but what the play coming from Nishan? He survived all those projectiles, and here comes Promise with a punishment and secures one kill. Abyssal Arrow does land it, but it's Amzilong doesn't give a damn about what is coming up. It's more like you hit me more, you get the divine judgment ready for you.
Yeah, man, and that was a really, overextension coming in, and that's why they got punished, right? They really went in so deep for that Brody, and he still survived by amazing maneuver. But again, once again, they charge I am Zilong, this time trying to look for a pick of potential, but wait a minute, the Abyssal Arrow does connect, and it might be the second person being taken down, but no, this is gonna be the first crack, just zoning the members out with the way of the dragon on to Premise Try, but they get that stun from the Xavier, and they will get a kill onto Nyx, and they are trying to find another one, and oh, the flicker forward actually, oh my goodness, get one more kill for the side of Team Fear the Dark, and they're again, suddenly they just play aggressive, and that's actually paying off for them. And look at the top lane, the Brody wants to go for a push out here.
Yeah, it looks like he is getting a pure advantage right now, but look at here, Jeet Kondo is being slowly starting now for the way of the dragon, and that's the way of the dragon, finishing off that final blow, and it's 7-6. The kill doesn't matter, it's more of how you perform in the team fight for this kind of really good players or good team facing together here. Alucard might like to go for a little bit of an extension here, knowing that the way of the dragon is in around here. Abyssal Arrow doesn't connect it. The duration is it a little bit slow, but look at here, Alucard, but he's safe for now, waiting for the nodding of the light, but misses it for now. Lots of action are happening from both sides, but not even a single soul is being lifted out for the time being.
Yeah, and I just noticed one thing, the Sun has a Petrify, right? So when he goes in with his clones and he uses the Petrify, there's no way you can actually escape from his combo, right? That 0.5 second window is nearly enough for the Sun to burst you down. So as we will go in, this Sun will get really annoying, especially for the gold laner as well. But again, another Abyssal Arrow connects this time, but there's no follow-up because the rest of the team does not have the vision onto the side of Team Fear the Dark. However, the turtle will be up. You can already see the Kaja is doing a good job getting the vision out there, getting his team a lot of information while they want to prioritize this turtle. But the Abyssal Arrow, they're just coming off left and right. Once it connects, I'm pretty sure they can easily get a pick off, but again, it's gonna be a slow turtle take. The turtle dance is definitely gonna be there. However, final arc, they are pretty much behind with their jungler not yet being out there. So this should be an easy turtle take. 50-50, but again, the Keto actually goes in and instantly gets burst down. Nissan gets that kill onto Makizuki Toya. So he will be off for now and should be getting a turret down bot for sure. Wait, mid lane?
Whoa! That was a really long divine judgment, it seemed here. Even the flicker was being used by Amzilong there, but somehow I think Lynx managed to counterplace that one here. Vision Pin provided here, and lots of action already as mentioned are happening. It is really hard to give the proper analyze in this game, but however, it means that the game is really hyping up there. And let's not forget that the total kills is just 7+7. In short, a total of 14 kills. Dead bodies are there, but yet we are witnessing lots of action here. So let's see how the game is proceeding around here. As if you just look at each of the particular heroes here, it is 7-minute marks of the game. The early stage of the game is finished. We are closing to the mid stage of the game here. If a good pickoff is being landed here, it would literally cost maybe their entire turret or even the game here. Lots of extension is coming from the blue side. Let's see what happens next.
Oh, they will get the purple buff stolen, and this plan is not going to have it. But up top, there's going to be a pick of 2v1 situation, and Nissan is going to get taken down. But once again, like you mentioned, this is more like a brawl type of game, right? The macro is not really so much, the objective ticks are obviously there, but we have not seen too many, trades off for the turret push, right? However, few of the turrets have been taken down from both the teams. The advantage is still in the hands of Fear the Dark. They have taken down 2 turrets. Downboard, the Sun is split pushing. There is no one to stop him out right now. So they will get one more turret for sure. So as far as the game is concerned, we are slowly hitting to the mid to late game where the item power spike is gonna hit. The heroes will have definite damage, and even if they get somebody picked off, especially the squishy members, it's gonna be really difficult for them to actually survive. But again, the Chow still is, moving around with his, G Kundo as well as the Way of the Dragon just to find the right target. And even if it's a Kaja overstepping his limits, he might get punished. But again, Fear the Duck, they want to get this Lord for their side. But again, downboard, you can see the Brody might again get taken down. The 3 members out there just, bullying him down there. But the Fanny trying to go for a 50-50 for this Lord. Can he seal it away? No! It's going to be Promise Rai getting that kill. But Fanny gets punished with the Divine Judgment. The Flicker also committed. So the team was not there, but was it a worthy trade is going to be the question, because they will get a kill onto the gold laner, but they lost the Lord. But where did that damage come from? Newton Gurung will get just taken down, and one more shutdown. But is it too much for this Chow to survive, because the Alucard is dishing out a lot of damage? Yes, he gets punished as well. So another kill, and again a blue buff stolen from the side of team Final Arc.
So for me, from my particular side, I think Chow using that flicker, he's gonna die anyway. I mean, not talking in the wrong way, but I think it was more of a spell being wasted there. I mean, what if he just die a little bit early? I mean, they cover him anyway. Even if he flickers out, he couldn't survive. What if he just die a little bit early? See, he just respawn now, and when the blue team are engaging a little bit, he can even use the flicker to connect with the Jeet Kondo and locks it with the Way of the Dragon. Obviously, managed to pick off maybe 1 or 2 heroes, right? So I think that was a little bit of wrong decision coming from the side of the red. But however, blue team, they are slowly controlling. I mean, they are controlling the game really well. It looks like Lynx is even. I mean, Lynx doesn't need any purple buff anymore to kill their mage. Particularly, even the sun is being slain here, and look at that fish cracker right in the face of the turtle pit. Selena, he can't do a thing anymore. So it looks like blue team, as long as this Brody is in a safe area, if he's getting those free hit, I am thinking that a red team might need to think of a new way, or else blue team, their powerhouse are doing really good right now.
Yeah, I mean, the time for this Selena to actually shine has been long gone, right? 12 minutes almost into the game. And this is where you just want to stun the opponent so your rest of the team can just go and just finish off the kill. You're not really a hero at this point who can just go in and punish the members, because the damage scaling has been there. The items have been locked. You see the stun again connects onto Nissan, but there's no follow-up because the Chow's flicker, like you mentioned, is still on the cooldown, so he cannot go in for the surprise or those aggressive Way of the Dragon plays so far. But I think that's for the good, because the Lord is still just 30 seconds away, right? If he wastes the flicker right now, he will not have it for the Lord. And even the timer by that time will be up. So, wait, I actually go in with the Way of the Dragon, but it cannot connect onto Newton Gurung. So he will be just wasting it out, like we were just talking about. So he will not have it. Once again, the Alucard goes in onto the Chow. So will he find the kill? Yes, he will. From his prize, looking to punish the team. Again, another flicker being committed from the Selena as well. So they have to play on the defensive with the member being taken down. So can they contest for the Lord is going to be the question. They do have a Fanny, but can he go in for the steal is definitely a question we have in our heads, right? But again, mid lane, Newton Gurung actually gets punished from the gold for life. So I think that's a really necessary pick off. But again, look at the Brody, not the Brody, the Paquito actually going aggressive. But Promise Rai once again will get another kill secured. So the Fanny is out there, but can he steal? Will be the question. It's still a 50-50. The fist crack also committed, but there is no more energy for this Fanny, so I think he cannot actually go. But look at the Selena with the steal, and he will be that beacon of hope, the side of team Final Arc needed, and they still are holding onto this game, man.
Oh my gosh, what was it? We were talking about Selena doesn't work, she can't do a thing anymore, but she can steal the turtle, which is what the red team won. Right now, everyone is having a hard time trying to kill the sun. Now he can literally clone them away with his clone jutsu here, and see, Sun himself is dragging those 3 heroes around here, literally playing around with them. And even if they try to stop him with a single hero, they cannot win in a 1v1 situation anymore. And looks like that he's going to get another free lane, securing the second tier turret at the bot lane. Top lane, they were busy trying to catch the Sun, and then Fanny, smart enough, secured the top lane. And right now it's more like a complete game turnover coming from the red side, and Paquito with the jab combo within blink of the eye. We don't even get a chance to react it, burst it down. Red team, if they push it this well, maybe we might hear the sound of victory here.
Yeah, probably, like you mentioned early, like before we started this game, right? The Sun is so good at split pushing, but again, the Paquito is so good at punching his opponents out. He will get the kill out of Newton, but again, the way of the dragon onto the wrong side, Lynx is gonna get taken down, and this might be a too much of an overextension. Double kill for Nissan. He might look for a triple. The flicker committed, but it's already too late. Nissan is gonna get on a kill on the Turquoise, and just like that, the tables have been turned around, and team Fear the Duck, they're not fearing their opponent anymore. They're proudly marching down the mid. Can they look for an end is going to be the question, but look at the position of Paquito. He wants to clear that wave out. Not really going for a pickup, but the damage from the body is too much, as he might be able to take it down, but the Sun actually joins the party, also goes, but the flicker saving Nissan, and Sun is on to the run. He still has that dash from the Cyclone Eye, and he should be okay, and yes, the rest of the team is finally back, so still the game holds for both the sides. So much of action. The Fanny actually goes in for the purple buff, but he cannot secure it. So again, another blueless Fanny for 2 minutes.
And this Sun, he's just so annoying here. He's literally kiting all the members of the what's their team again here, the blue team here. I mean, I got short memory
Fear
here.
the Duck, man.
Yes.
Fear the Duck, man.
Fear the Duck. He was doing a solo play. He can literally kite 2-3 members without any difficulty. So if he can keep on kiting the blue team again and again, then red team are going to have those advantage in the member, like a handicap team fight. So if that team fight happens accurately, I think the red team might eventually win their team fight. But when it comes to like a full 5-man fight, it looks like the blue team, especially the Alucard and the Badang, are overperforming the red team. I mean, it is so hard for them to even think like how they could even win the team fight. But let's just talk about the mobility advantage they have. Like if they just keep on split pushing around, dragging the heroes apart left and right, then yes, they can win those team fight, or maybe even get those objective plays here. But look at here, a little bit of skills is being forced out.
And the way you mentioned, right, they're trying to split the team fight. So that really will give them the advantage, because they know they cannot win those team fight, but they are very good at split pushing. But right now the members will actually get spotted out, but it's just the clone of that Sun, so he will be able to just maneuver his way around. But again, like you said, the macro gameplay out here is so much working well. But this time the Abyssal Arrow does connect onto Amzalong, but he will just back off. He does not have a flicker for now, so he cannot go for the surprise play. But a 1v1 down board, both the EXP laners should not be too much of a tough battle. They will be able to just clear the waves out, but the Lord is definitely the objective for both these teams, right? The Sun actually gets spotted out. He is forced to use his clone jutsu, like you mentioned, but he will be a-okay. But the stun this time actually connects on to Nissan, but there's no follow-up for now. But the Kaja is still lurking around, waiting for the final member to actually, the right target to just come in front of him. But look at the Chow zoning the members out, but they're still not starting the Lord yet so far. But I think they finally have decided to settle onto the Lord. So it is still a 50-50 if the side of team Fear the Duck can make it on time, but can they do? Okay, wait, there's gonna be a flicker play from the Batang, and they're gonna get the Sun down. The Lord is still there, and they actually take down the Lynx as well. Double kill for them. Salamander will be getting the Lord this time. The jungle is not being able to secure the last 2 Lords. It's still a question, right? But the Dawning Light is gonna be the game over for one more members of the side of team final arc, and this might be the final moments for them as well, because they do have a member disadvantage, right? It's a 2v4 situation, and without their wave clear like people who can actually wave clear, it's gonna be really difficult. They just have the Paquito and the Selena, and they're not the best at wave clearing, so this might be it out here, Malsum.
This might be it here as Paquito finding ways here, trying his best to lock it down. Paquito, he does it a perfect job here, locking the crystal already by Mr. Brody. Fennis comes in, but the Abyssal Arrow finally ends here. Fight keeps on extending here. Lots of lock, hero lock is coming. It is happening there as well, but a solid defense coming from the side of Team Final Arc, and that was an excellent team fight, shall I say. And let's not forget the flicker, or shall we? No, it was not the flicker. How Paquito literally dives inside their backline and then direct inside that Brody into their crystal side. The crystal doesn't particularly target the Brody, but lots of hero was targeting him. He is a marksman. He's quite squishy, and finally that Selena does a great job landing that Abyssal Arrow in that team fight and giving Fear the Duck and no chance but to escape for now here. But they still got a disadvantage here. Let's see how it happens.
They commit the Divine Judgment onto the Chow, and that might be not the right target you're looking for, so that will be on cooldown. So this is a very big information the side of Final Arc have right now. And look at the positioning from the Sun. He wants to go for a pickup. He wants to find a target that is pretty much squishy and he can easily pick it off, but for now his Petrify is on a cooldown, so he might just wanna go and clear the waves and just find a little bit farm around the map. But I'm pretty much sure if you look at the items, they have completed most of the builds for now. But we finally get a look at, right? You can see the Sun having so much farm, and almost most of the members have completed their items. It's just the Xavier actually waiting for the last item, and even the Selena, right? But the main core members, they actually have their items locked in, so the damage is definitely gonna be there. But at this point, we have talked about the positioning is definitely gonna make things difficult. But the fan is actually going in. The Sun actually connects on to Nissan, and he forced to flicker out, still survives, but the stun from the Xavier making people immobilized, but lot of damage and low HP bars on both the team members. But the Selena actually being so aggressive, forced to flicker out, and no casualty. Actually, there's one casualty. The Kaj actually gets taken down, and there's gonna be a second member being traded off. The Selena still has the stun connect, but the Wind of Nature is not gonna save you. The Selena goes for a quick Winter Crown, but he will eventually get taken down. But that is enough work he has done for his team. He got the gold laner, and this should be a clear advantage for the side of Final Arc to take this Lord.
Wow. Final Arc, they just did something really incredible here. They know that they can't win the team fight, as already mentioned. They just keep on kiting around Fear the Duck again and again, and after their portion is being teared apart, Final Arc lands it. They just dive in, commit, and we can even clearly prove it how the Sun dives in, gets a kill, and then he run away, and then Xavier, he was literally wide open. Brody was wide open. Then Selena connects it perfectly, and as you mentioned clearly, the Wind of Nature doesn't help won't help you from a magic damage, especially a Selena magic damage. So that was a job well done from Final Arc here. And let's not forget that this is the level 3, or shall we say the ultimate Lord, the enhanced Lord, the final form. If this Lord hit your crystal 3-4 times, then this is game over for you. Final Arc got the pure advantage when it comes to mobility. If they can keep on kiting those Fear the Duck again, this is going to be for sure the real game over, or Fear the Duck again with their very last hope, getting their range hero advantage, lands a perfect skills, giving a hard time for the Final Arc. This might be how Team Fear the Duck might eventually take the game with their advantage of already securing the mid lane and bot lane inhibitor. So team fight.
Wait, they actually go in with the aggressive way of the dragon, but there's no follow-up, and the immortality is going to be taken down. The turret also is taken down. The HP bars are pretty low. Salamander will get the kill onto Makizuki, and they're still chasing the members. The Fanny will be able to go out, but the dawning light almost actually connected. But look at that Abyssal Arrow onto Nissan once again, and he will not get taken down due to the Rose Gold, but the Selena actually had to force the flicker out to survive. So still a successful defense, but at what cost? They lost all of their inhibitors, and the super minions or even the mega minions right now, if they march down, they have to be clearing those outs completely every time. Otherwise, if they just leave it for the minions to clear themselves, they will not be able to save their base. So this will force them to play inside, like this will force Team Fear the Dark to be very defensive, play inside their own bases, not really go out and just wait for overextension from the side of Final Arc, of course, right? If they can catch a couple of members when they're overextended, I think they can have a really good punish because they have the Brody, they have the Alucard, and they also have Newton onto that Xavier, right? So the Xavier's damage is where it will shine right now. So the Xavier does have the entire advantage or the responsibility to carry this game from here on.
Exactly, but one thing that I want to mention is that Fear the Duck even managed to already secure the bot lane and mid lane inhibitor. So the minions would be quite balanced for the mid lane and bot lane particularly. But for the side of top lane here, the top lane inhibitor is still there for Final Arc to defend. So Final Arc, I think their only advantage comes to laning would be top lane here, and it looks like this is going to be a free Lord, yes, without in the contest, Link secures it, and yeah, what just happened there? Xavier, their core hero, is being drained off there. If Xavier is in there, maybe Final Arc. I mean, I don't want to say anymore. I mean, you say this part. You say this part.
It doesn't end. Yeah, man. We have been calling it off like this might be the end, but oh wait, Chow actually overextended this time, gets connected with the skills from the side. The way of the dragon as a way to survive, but not for too long. But this is overextension that we were talking about. But wait, the Sun is actually trying to get a shutdown onto Alucard. His teammates are too far to help him survive. There's a quick item switch, but can he survive? No, Lynx is gonna get the cutthroat onto him. The Lord is marching down the mid lane, and the waves are there, but the minions is something the side of team needs to clear. Fear the Duck, can they clear it on time is gonna be the question. The Sun is locking onto the base at this point, but he's just walking out because the waves are still not under the minion. I mean, under the turret, but it's too late already, man. And that's gonna be the first game secured by the side of Final Arc after an exhilarating 25 minutes of gameplay. It was a long game. We were talking about, like you mentioned, the game is gonna end. But both the team are so good at defending, and just the first match, I'm still flabbergasted what will be the next two matches might hold for us. Might be a full 3 series.
Of course, if that kind of gameplay keeps on happening, of course, we are going to extend up to game number 3. And I should say, GG well play coming from both parties. And for the side of the red team, Final Arc, I think they have to be really, even if they are the one who secures the W, they need to make sure that if the game doesn't always extend up to this long, they need to make sure that they pick the right hero that are actually good in the team fight, right? Their current lineup, it is alright, but it's all about kiting around, and their opponent, Fear the Dark, they know how to deal pretty well with those, kiting around and then the split push. So the plan doesn't work, but in the end, the heroes matter, and like heroes like Sun, how can you particularly finish it off? So taking that as an advantage, I would say that both team are doing a great job, but however, in the end, it is the red team in favor of their choice secures the W. So this game number 2, if the red team Final Arc wants to get the W again, I should say they need to pick a better hero than that one. I didn't say that their current lineup is good, but they can pick a better lineup than that one.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that because, like you mentioned, right, the team fights, when it comes down to the team fight, both the teams, like the side of Team Final Arc, they clearly lack in the power of, the combo powers, right? They had the skills to pick off, they had the skills for the split push, the macro game was definitely there. But when it comes down to, in a full 5v5 situation, they had to continuously back off because their heroes are not meant for, long sustainable team fights, right? They have to go and quickly get the shutdown, get the pick off, and then just back off. So I feel this match, things might be different. Like you mentioned, they should be taking your advice and just, switch it up a little bit because I think they also know that the game was not really easy for them to end. It stretched to almost a 20 to 25 minutes game, right? They had the advantage, but then they lost it. Like it was back and forth, it was like a volleyball contest. Like from whichever court the ball will go out, that team will be out. And this time, at the end, it was definitely Final Arc having that last swing onto that, last spike onto that volleyball. So they got the victory, but it was clearly full of turbulences, and they had to stretch their arms fully to cover that entire court. So they had to play the full map. So I feel this time they might just go for a bit different approach, because if they want to go for a fast game, they need to go for more team fight based heroes, like you mentioned. But of course, this is a different region, right? This is the Nepal's tournament, so their meta
Yeah.
might be a bit different from how we are actually accustomed to see around the world. So it's still developing, and they might have their own game plans and gameplay. So we'll definitely watch it out for sure.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we want to see the Nepal game. We don't want to see like Philippines lineup, Indonesian lineup. Come on, we have seen everywhere. Everyone is copying them. We just want the originality of them. So, yeah.
Mhm.
With that being said, I think Shin Ryu, I think there's something you need to cover up.
Yeah, I know. I think after that game, even the teams need a little bit of quick break, right? It was a really long match, and even we need to just get ourselves a bit hydrated, because it's been a bit hot weather out here, right? So we'll just come back really quick after a short break. But don't go anywhere. Stay tuned, guys. We will be back after a very short break and bring you the action live. So stay tuned and stay hydrated as well, just like us.
Yeah.
See, guys, I'm a man of my words, and we are finally back after a very short break, right? So, once again, it's going to be on the cast to take on the talent desk, me, Shinryu, and alongside me is going to be Malsam. I hope he gets, team final. Anyway, find the dog, right? Or fear the dog, yeah, fear the dog this time
Yeah.
because he was really rooting for that team. However, they could not get the victory in the last game. So, this time, I hope he can actually win against my team. That is going to be team final arc, right? See, this time the sides have been switched. I think Malsam is going to be really happy about it. So, yeah, man,
I
we are
like it.
here, right?
Hmm. So it comes up with Ruby being banned out way, and now I'm starting to understand that Nepal, I guess Ruby is really one of their top picks. It seems here, especially at the. I mean, especially this Ruby can be played as the EXP and ROM, giving a solid, flexible pick when it comes to the first pick. And in the current meta, somehow, I mean, most of us might not be so aware that even heroes like Fredrin can be really kite around with this Ruby so well, and other heroes like the Akaios also. Maybe this is why Ruby might be an excellent hero to ban or even to counter those kind of heroes. And here comes with Fear the Dog banning out the Grok. And wait, keeping aside a little bit of their draft here, let's talk about the game more here. Like we have just witnessed their game number one, and yes, in game number one, we can see that both team decided to play like a brutal game, more like a brawl game. You are playing a tournament, but you don't give a thing about the tournament, because if you are playing the tournament, you just want to give your best performance. You want to turn the game into your type of game. Like in the tournament, we used to see a silent game. The fight will happen only in those objective plays, and if someone managed to out rotate someone, that's when the fight happens. But no, it's not for Fear the Duck and Final Arc. If they get the chance, if they get the opportunity, start the fight right away. So particularly, I like that kind of style. It is not boring. The entire game was really interesting. And Ryu, I mean Shin Ryu, I don't know. Just tell me how you are more comfortable, okay? Like Shin Ryu or Ryu, how will I call you? See, I think you would be even casting multiple tournaments, and in those multiple tournaments, if you watch a really professional type of gameplay for 15 minutes, like really professional, shall I say, more like a time to time fight only, it would be somehow boring to wait those 15 minutes, right? But that
Yeah.
25-minute lang game, we are entertained the entire time. That's how Fear the Duck and Final Arc are entertaining us. And yes, sorry for the long talk, guys. I'm going to end soon, give it to Shin Ryu. But one thing I really want to mention it to the Nepal side is that so the players are, of course, it is their important role to play the game and to be really good with it. But a really good player, a good player, the next level is a really good player must also learn how to entertain us, and that is what they are showing us. So let's see how game number two, how they are going to entertain us.
Yeah, definitely. Entertainment is part of the game, right? We have been watching a lot of games where it had been long standing. We have to wait for about, 5 to 6 minutes for one kill to happen. And, this time we are having kills every 30 seconds, right? So it's definitely a different approach, but it's not in a very negative way when we mention that thing, right? But I think for a lot of regions to actually develop to reach a level where they just play for the, very high game mechanics, is there's still a time where they need to develop from these stages, right? The brawl gameplay, it kind of actually is the way to pave, it's the pavement for that way to actually develop. So I think the more they actually explore these drafts, this kind of gameplay, the more they will understand where they need to take the fight, why they need to take the fight, and what advantage do those fights give to them, right? Unnecessary fight, unnecessary overextension is something that you are giving more gold to your opponent. So the more
Mhm.
gold you have, the more map control that you can actually form. So that's why we kind of limit to how much fights we take. But this time, I think with looking at the heroes, honestly, it's gonna be so much burst damage already, and I'm surprised if anybody can survive from the combo of Kagura or Farsa, if they can actually land their skills properly, right? It's gonna be an instant pick off once again. Like in the last game, we saw the Chow being active, right? Samir was using that hero, and this time too he got his hero as well. So again, another pick off burst combo from the side of Final Arc, whereas Team Fear the Duck, they are still sticking to their front to back composition, with the Farsa being the new addition along with the rest of the two heroes. A bit of different draft from the last game that we saw.
So we are going to have the Feather Airstrike, obviously. Particularly not just me in the current meta, also the Farsa is doing a great job, and yeah, Farsa is one of my favorite mage here to use, and yes, I'm really familiar with this Farsa as well. Her lane clearance is good from the very beginning of the game. Even the tank with your 1-2 combo can drain down up to half HP. So if a particular mage can drain down into half, how to say, if 50% of HP is been drained off, then for sure another roamer, I mean your roamer and your jungler would be around. So if a tank, even a Chow, a really good mobile hero, extends and Farsa managed to deal a damage, there's no escape for them. It would be obviously a free kill, or yes, the first blood might come out. So this time final arc might really need to fear the Farsa, not the duck. And for the side of final arc, the thing that I really like about them is that they always pick heroes with a really mobile hero here. Chao-san, keeping aside, we have Kagura now. She's really mobile, and let's not forget that as compared to the previous Xavier, this Kagura would be performing way better than the Xavier. Xavier was a good hero, but how shall we expand it a little bit more, as Kagura can use her combo really nice. Let me just conclude that one, and yes, the mobile is going to matter a lot. And Granger here, I think Granger is going to have a hard time with those umbrellas. So let's see. The draft is being completed here, and we got Lance, Yi, Senshin, Ling, and Fanny Ben out. So yeah, I mean, no more from my side. Ryu, what do you think?
Yeah, like honestly, as you mentioned, the problem with the Xavier is his mobility, right? He's pretty much a hero that has to be stationed in one place when he's using his skills. He cannot move too much. But the thing with Kagura is that you're very flexible, right? You have the mobility, you have the burst damage, and you also have a inbuilt purify or immunity from all the incoming damages, right? So it's gonna be the mechanics of this hero really giving a lot more advantage. Last game we saw the Selena being picked from the side of final arc. It did work really well. We saw even the wind of nature being used against it, but that's a Selena, right? So that's not gonna help you. So this time there's not gonna be the Selena, it's gonna be the Kadita instead. Not the Kadita, I mean the Kagura instead. The scheme KK, right? So it just rhymes for me. But a Katot Kacha, I was expecting this pick to actually be from the side of final R, given the fact the opponent team has a Fanny, but it's actually the other way around. They have really good frontliner with the Garut Kacha being the addition, right? But who will this Garut Kacha mark? Because all of the heroes from Final Arc so far, they have so much survivability. Like in the last game, they have so much kiteability, right? They can just kite their way around, then they can just escape that oncoming or incoming, the AOG, right? The avatar of the Guardian. So it's definitely gonna be there. But man, I was not expecting a Alice Jungle though. But here we are looking at an Alice Jungle along with the Harlot, who's got a recently new skin, right? And I'm a fan of that skin, man. Honestly.
And Final Arc doesn't care about the marksman. Previous game we have seen without the marksman. We are seeing them without the marksman again. I like how Final Arc have their own hero pool, but what I'm really afraid with them is that what if this tonight game extends to like a best of 5 or the best of 7 series, and if Fear the Duck decided to ban the Sun away, the Chow away, what will be their next hero pool, right? But we are just going to witness a best of 3 series. But so far I think Final Arc are still doing a good draft here. Arlot obviously in an EXP lane. I don't think that a gold lane would ditch so much, as Sun is more of a late game hero. And for the side of the red, obviously the Gatokacha, I mean, you were saying that somehow at some point it is really correct that all the heroes are having a really good mobile. But red team, what if they decided to play the siege play? Talking about the siege play, the Phobias would do the frontline job, sandbagging all the upcoming damage, and if someone tried to get the Farsa, then Gato can taunt them, or even if Phobias is around, he can just keep on doing his infernal pursuit, jumping around, hopping around right in front of them. And then we're going to have like, what if they decided to run away? The AOG is going to be the extension. So lots of potentials are coming from both sides, and I guess I will just conclude it, hoping to see a best of 3 game series in tonight match.
Best of 3 it is, right? And this is just the second game, right? The point is into the hands of Final Arc. They have the match point, but Fear the Dark, they definitely have the clear advantage when it comes to those team fights once again, like in the last game. But can they capitalize on it will be the question. But back in the Land of Dawn, we go for the second match between Final Arc, once again taking the blue side this time, and Team Fear the Dark onto the red side. So again, the Chow actually maneuvering around the map, moving, giving a bit of knockups onto the opponents, but the damage dealers are not really there. So it's just gonna be the Sun moving around with the clones as well, but a lot of priority to the goal lane, right? Because last game the Sun was really a problem. This time they do not want it to scale whatsoever, and I feel the rotation is really necessary. They want this Granger to have an easier early game to get the stacks both onto his passive as well as the Sky Piercer, so that he can come online and dish out those damage. And this is a very classic combo from the Philippines, right? The Farsa as well as the Granger, they have that range along with the burst damage. So really interested to see how it works out for Team Fear the Dark.
So Fear the Dark are trying a little bit. I mean, a new thing also, if you notice here, Promise was the Alucard, right? Previous game. So he's going for the Farsa this time. Maybe a change of role might change the lineup, or maybe change the victor, or maybe I'm not sure. Here is the first turtle's gonna spawn within a few seconds here. Blue team Final Arc slowly marching towards their turtle side, but still they need some mission to complete, that is reaching their level 4. And for the side of Fear the Dark, just look at Zilong here. Gato, if they keep on kiting this, dancing around with the turtle. Oh, what happened here?
But wait, the Chow was actually able to cancel that feather airstrike. Our Lord still survives even after using the flicker. He was almost on the verge of being taken out, but the AOG onto the back line is gonna take him down. And 2-for-1 trade. Wait, I was just too loud right now. And yeah, but I was so excited, like that game plan when that was so much micro into play, right? But again, Alice goes in with her, the blood, but this time she will get the kill onto Zilong. He cannot survive Nissan. Bit of in a too much stretch, still survives with the heal of this Alpha, but look at that, he can still walk out with the feathered airstrike backing him up. Man, I'm speechless. Just 3 minutes into the game and the players are surviving by like slither of HP. So much, good mechanics coming in from them already.
Like, how are all these things happening? It is just 3 minutes of the game and we are seeing a total of 5 kills combined from both sides here already. Here in the goal difference, it's better for this team too. Even if you get the gold lead, it doesn't matter, they'll still fight you. So it's all about the confidence coming from both team that I really like a lot here. But at bot lane here, it seems Newton is going for a 2v1 clash, or maybe if there's a Sun around it, it's like a 4v1 clash, and still wins it in that 4v1 fight. And that is such something interesting coming from Mr. Newton there. And both team decided to back off for the turtle. Maybe they are going to slowly start the next turtle fight. Yes, next turtle fight. Red team Fear the Dark already started up, and yes, their squad name Quack is really interesting here. Bot lane, lots of things can happen, but we have to focus on the turtle fight, isn't it? So take it back to your side, Shinryu.
Yeah, the turtle is gonna be secured by the side of Team Fear the Dark, and they're trying to find a kill onto Makizuki actually, and also Newton at the bot lane gets shut down, and this time they find a 1-for-1 trade, but the turtle definitely being secured from Fear the Dark, and right now they're making a rotation down board, the AOG being committed too, but it does not really connect onto anyone. A good, sidestep coming in from the side of Team Final Arc members. So yes, they get the shutdown onto the gold laner, but one thing I just noticed, the Kagura just picked up the Sky Piercer, so she got, I think 10 stacks onto it for sure from the last fight. So the more stacks she gets, the more damage she can deal. But look at the damage against Lynx. He was never there anymore. The burst damage from the Farsa and the rest of the member just, just make him, evaporate out in the thin air.
Obviously, that's Farsa for a reason. And what if Farsa doesn't use the feather airstrike? Also, there's Alpha there with this Alpha Spear, Alpha Charge, or however you call it, is going to deal a true damage, and it is really painful in the early phase of the game, especially, and late game also. It is still painful if you're the tank here. Bot lane looking quite well here.
Oh, there's gonna be the yin yang combination, but the feather airstrike onto the back, but the damage not really being enough. But this time Lynx is gonna take down Newton Gurung, and they are trying to chase for Promise Rai as well, and yes, he will get taken another AOG a bit late to the party, but this might be the death of the I am Zilong as well, but he was able to take down the jungler alongside him, but the bot lane is wide open. There's nobody to defend it, so a clear advantage for Final Arc. Not only did they win the fight, they got the objective too, and this time they're making most use of the team fights that they're getting the trades of better.
So final arc we were talking about. We were saying that in the previous game, they have to pick something that can. Oh, the final slash, and that was really quick there. The Jeet Kune Do follows up, and yeah, I guess that's what happened when a mage is overextending a little bit in the mid lane. You are never safe in the mid lane. So I guess Promise will learn something out of that one, and no one was ready for that here. The turtle started up. Team fight is gonna happen. Let's see what happens next.
Yeah, it's a 50-50 for both the teams, but it's gonna be the final slash actually zoning that Alpha out, but he still secured the turtle, right? And double kill for Turquoise, and Link gonna get taken down. Newton Gurung also gets a kill onto Makizuki, and it's a 2-for-2 trade so far. The Chow is looking for a way of the dragon, but not onto the right side. He still had the flicker, but he could not get the proper combo, so I think that was for the good because the Kagura did not have her combo as well. So once again, 2-for-2 trade, both the teams have to be content with that, but look at that, Feather Airstrike trying to clear the waves out. Chow in a bit of a stretch, but he will be able to get out of the harm's way. But once again, 6-7 minutes into the game, but oh, wait a minute! Promise Try gets bursted down, you know. Run from your life because the boogeyman is not going to be there, but it's going to be the sun actually just chasing you down and killing you out. So the sun being so notorious around the map, right? Anytime you feel like you're safe, he just comes around from the thin air and just kill you off. So again, there's going to be another Way of the Dragon onto Newton Gurung, but I think that was too much of an overextension. They will be backing out, and you know, I want to give you the chance for the analyze, but the fights break out so quickly that I don't even get the time to throw it out. And but this time I'll let you have the fight as well. So here you go, Malsum.
Oh my gosh, all honors to me as Phobius. Salamander is already in the right position here. Lots of things can happen, but I have to keep an eye on gold for life, as yes, he's going for the gold at the top lane, secures the minion, and yeah, literally putting fear of, tearing apart fear of the dark potion for the time being here. Feather of Heaven does land it. Final slash continue. The knockup coming from the Jeet Kune Do, and it is going to be looking so good. Way of the Dragon with the Alpha Spear, but we are waiting for that Rhapsody to burst it out. If it's going to extend a little bit here, the Infernal Pursuit is doing a great job from Mr. Salamander, but they need the continuous damage. They need the continuous CC as well to kill, especially Hero Light Links, who can literally drain their light off and turn it into a, or how shall I say in a better term, recover his lost HP. So it is 12-9 already. Both teams are showing an excellent game just like the previous game, but right now it is so hard as compared to the previous game. It is so hard to say which team is going to have a better chance in this Lord fight, but let's see as Shinryu.
Oh, actually, it's gonna be a flank by the Makizuki on to Promise Rani. Like, it's gonna get taken down. Actually, it's Newton Gurung actually being taken down, and the rest of the members not in a good spot. They absolutely caught them off guard, and Team Fear the Dark, right now they're fearing their opponent. They have to back out. They do not have the luxury of the members because the two of their core members have been taken down, and without them they should not be taking a fight, and the Lord is already up, right? It's still a 50-50 given the fact that Alpha wants to contest, but the AOG will be out there getting the knockup on the 2. The Way of the Dragon zones the Alpha out, so I think the members still wants to just take the fight, but the charge from the Alpha goes in, but Nishant is a bit low on HP, but they are still trying to burst down links, and they will be finally able to do so, but at what cost? Because the rest of the members might get taken down as well. Yes. But look at the sun though. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be again a reverse clapback. The Arlo joining the party, and it's gonna be Newton again being taken down, and again the trades off being there, and it seems like Makizuki is at a bit of tight situation. He's trying to back off to the right, to his side of the map towards his team, but San being out there, he still wants to be notorious will be the question. Zilong is out there, but he might be not standing there for too long. The finals actually connect, but the heal, the revitalize actually getting the lost HP back, and the AOG once again being used but does not connect, and Makizuki still trying to run for the hills. But can he survive? He actually was able to survive with the vengeance, but not for too long.
Oh, the cover
and
up,
look at the heal from the vengeance. The cover up is gonna be there. There's gonna be the Kagura as well to get 1-for-1 trade, but again the backline, Promise Rise gonna be taken down. The Notorious Sun is back in the party, and Samir Rise going for the Way of the Dragon onto Nissan just to zone him out so he cannot take participation in the team fight. And while all that is going on, Lynx and Gold for Life will take down the goal laner as well. But again, this gonna be Nissan versus 2, but he will take down 1. And right now he's hunting for this Sun, but can he do so? No, the close will be taking him down. And just like that, the 4 members being taken down from the side of Team Fear the Duck.
No, it was a wipeout actually. That was a wipeout. Gato, he was dead for a long time. He just respawned just now. And literally, it's God for Life taking all the highlights in tonight game. Have you ever seen a Sun taking a highlight, a spotlight? Absolutely not, right? If you are seeing a Sun taking the spotlight, it is obviously at the split pushing when the Sun split push it so well. Someone is trying to stop him. He kills it, destroy the crystal and win. But no, God for Life is doing a really good job in this fight. And look at her going straight into the Salamander, and even the Salamander doesn't get a chance to survive anything here. I have no more words.
Oh, yeah, but he goes in with the AOG and also the Alpha goes into the charge, but this might be an overextension from the side of Team Fear the Duck as they are getting bursted down. The sustain from Lynx, just like you mentioned, is too much, and also Makizuki was able to take down few of the members, actually 1 member from the backline from Israel has been sent back to the base, and the Way of the Dragon onto Newton Gurung. He has the flicker still, survives the Chikagura with the combo, might be able to take him down, and yes, with that 4 members, maybe that was again another unofficial wipeout for the side of Team Final Arc. Fear the Duck, only 1 beacon of hope is gonna be the Salamander back in the party, but look at, he's actually going in onto Turquoise and he will get the shutdown as well. So I guess with that, even with the Lord marching down, the members will be back on map for them to defend this, and we have might be another 20 plus minutes ahead of us out here, but Gold for Life is still being notorious like we have been talking about, right? This Sun is completely a menace all throughout this game.
Obviously, and this I mean, final arc in game number 1, they were playing a kite type of. Oh wait, top lane here, looking interesting here with the dragon. Locks it, Mizuki secures the kill, final slash connects it, and it is God for Life securing the kill. Top lane inhibitor would obviously be secured there as well. Here, Joe, what is he doing there? Recalling there already here. Okay, focusing on the bot lane here a little bit here, and it's a legendary killing streak coming from Mr. Sun as well.
Yeah, and the AOG is gonna be there, but he will be able to walk out of there. The final cell does not connect. The Lord will be cleared out. The minions are still marching down. 2 inhibitors have been taken down, but look at the combo from the cargo, actually getting a lot of damage. Salamander is gonna get taken down, and so is gonna be Amazon Long, and it's a complete wipeout as Team Final Arc will be finalizing their win in this best of 3 series, getting a 2-0 clear clean sweep in this match. And I would say, not picking a goal laner, not picking a, marksman into the goal laner is still paying off if you play a Sun like that. So, what a game, man.
What a game, what a match, what a place. And that was something that really feast my eye when I get the chance, I get the opportunity to cast here, and thanks to Shin Ryu, by the way. Thank you personally here to give me this opportunity, and especially the opportunity that I really enjoy is that giving me the chance to cast with you is a big thing already. But the second big thing is that now I understand how Nepal esports are doing here, how they used to defy the meta. Like, they don't care about the meta, they make their own meta. Does Asana really works? Actually, it doesn't work, but they find ways to make it work, because Sun, he can't fully commit it, so God for Life proved himself that he can literally kite around. And in the previous game, it was him himself getting the solo MVP, but this time he he doesn't die even a single time, so he really deserved the MVP. Credits given to all the teams, and for the side of my team, Fear the Duck also, they are doing a really great job as well. But the thing that they miss out a lot is that their mid control. Their mid control was quite slow. They get the Farsa, they can quickly clear the lane, and they can just keep on rotating or staying at the jungle, and obviously picking off those someone trying to cross the river. Of course, they even have the alpha, but instead of doing that, they just keep on running around non-stop. And when they do not get a proper vision, they'll just allow the Farsa to be picked off. I think that was most of the reason the main reason why Fear the Duck are losing that one really bad, because if a Farsa, your mage, your mid laner can't do anything, you won't get a proper damage during the early to the mid stage of the game, and that is how team our winning team actually wants to turn the game around. And GG's to them. And yes, one last thing that I would like to mention is that in game number 1 we were saying that final arc, they are all about kiting their enemy around, prolonging the game. They can't end the game. But in this game number 2, it is them, the one and only final arc, finally picks a proper hero, shall I say, like that can obviously withstand in the team fight, that can last long, that can kite their enemy around as usual. That's how their playstyle works. And yes, that's how they show their superiority against their opponent. GG's to them.
Absolutely, and it was an amazing game, right? The angles, like you mentioned, the side final arc could go in with against the lineup of team Fear the Dark, right? Definitely made things a lot more feasible and not more possible for them to actually get the victory. And I feel they were pretty much confident in this game compared to the last match, right? They were actually able to just go in and fully commit because they knew they have a really high sustain with the Alice onto the jungle as a hyper, right? And I think it really worked out well. Like we were talking about, they need to just fix their draft a little bit, and thank goodness they listened to you. Like even though they were not your team, they actually listened to you, right? So it actually worked really well, and yeah, that was the amazing adjustment that they needed to get the game much more easier into their hands. So with that, we will be coming an end to the second match of the night. That was between Team Fear the Dark versus Team Final Arc, where Team Final Arc were the clear victor with a score of 2-0, flawless victory for them, and they will be getting more points onto their side. But for Fear the Dark, you don't need to fear, because there will be more matches for you to get back the points that you have lost. But yeah, for now, this will be it. We will be taking a short break, and there might be another match ahead of us, so we will be confirming about that, and also just stay tuned meanwhile, because you do not want to miss the next match, because this was action packed. The next match might be even more action filled and even absolute cinema, like we have been talking about that meme so much lately. So stay tuned for that, and we will be back, and with maybe some new casters as well. So we will be confirming everything, and with that, we will be taking a short break once again. So see you guys really, really soon.
Good evening, everyone. This is Blitz Showdown Season 1, the last match of tonight being none other than RID versus Daruma Esports here. In the casters decks, it's me, your homeboy Jeff, alongside me. We have none other than the cutie pie, Debbie here.
Hi Jeff, hi everyone. This is supposedly my debut in Blitz Showdown, so I hope you guys understand me well. But yeah, I'm really excited to see a new meta rising up because I'm more used to what I'm normally seeing in the Indian tournaments. But right now, we're gonna be seeing a little bit of a change up in what the metas are gonna be. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what the teams are gonna be bringing out. So was this the last game for today, Jeff?
The matches is between RID, Rebel in Disguise,
Oh,
versus Daruma Esports.
oh, it's gonna be interesting one because I'm not sure how good the teams are gonna be, but I'm really excited to see what they're gonna be bringing onto the table for us.
As far as what I've seen, we can see a Joy Mid as well, because I have seen the Joy Mid meta coming in and they somehow make it work alongside the Roger goal. We never know. It's a different region, a different style, a different meta.
Hmm.
So, Debbie,
What?
how are you feeling right now casting in this tournament, knowing that you might come across some really unconvenient picks as well as some really amazing showdowns coming in?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I'm so used to seeing a Philippines kind of meta, right? But now that everything is done, there's a change up in the not patch note as well, and we have seen Yeeson since appearing. We have seen Lancelot much more in the priority, and I do not know what these teams are going to be comfortable on. But if we talk about theory, we might eventually be seeing those two heroes as the top two junglers. But there are also some assassins out there, but not the Fanny though, not the Fanny because she's been falling down quite a lot, even in the hands of the best players there. So I don't think it will be out there. But I will be, very excited to see more of assassin junglers than utility jungles, right? Because why would you want to play see the
Yeah,
utility jungles when you can
that's true.
see
That's
the
true.
high movement speeds, the fast hands heroes into the hands of these good players, right?
Exactly, exactly. The quick hands, the fast movements, the bursts coming in from the assassins, those are some really satisfying moments to be capturing in our eyes. But at the same time, utility junglers, they are slow, they are really chubby, they are really not that damaging, not that flashy. So it's kind of like a really blunt pick, in my opinion, but we can never say anything. Anything might happen, as a Daddy Fredrin can always make a game changer, but we'll be jumping into a drafting phase as well. So, Debbie, what do you think the first band should be?
I feel like most of the times when we go into the banning phase, right? It depends. It depends if you are getting the first pick or if you are getting the second pick. Because when you are
Mm-hmm.
getting the first pick, you want to ban out the heroes that you really do not want to face against, but try to make ways for the hero that you want to
Mm-hmm.
prioritize. Because in different kind of scenarios, you might eventually see different kinds of meta with different reasons. So we'll never know what you're gonna be seeing. But the thing is, even if you are in the advantageous situation because you have the first pick, it's also more advantageous for the second picks because you have the
Mm-hmm.
chances to get two main heroes, the two meta heroes that you are mostly going to be comfortable on. So it's kind of unpredictable at this point, but most of the fans that really usually come through with what I've noticed in this present metas, it's just that Yi Sin bans away, get bans away, Lancelot get taken away, the Kalea goes, and there's so much more heroes, but it just comes down to how you're going to be trading it out. So there's no prediction going on. It's just pure instincts most of the time.
That's true. That's true. Everything is new to us as well, especially with the region change coming in. But the drafting, in my opinion, this patch note definitely has made the EXPs come up and get the spotlight for this season, especially with the Lapu Muff coming in, the Lapu, the Uranus, the Yuzong. I mean, like, those three are just absolutely dominating the EX. Alongside that, we can also see a few glue picks coming in, which works out in
Oh.
a so-so situation. At the same time, we can see Tesla rising. Somehow he is rising up, but those giant hammers, the penalty zone is actually really good alongside the Arlord. I mean, like Arlord was never off to the tournament's section here, especially for his final slashes coming in, giving out a really perfect set for the battles. It can make out a really huge advantage for his team as well. So, what do you think about the current meta going on towards the EXP side, Debbie?
I feel like Arlott is a very good hero, to be honest. It's because it's kind of don't usually win in the laning phase, but more into the team fights, more into the zoning potentials, more into these objective fights. So I feel like he's more of a hero that can be picked situationally into the second part of the drafting phase, not onto the first phase, because you can get easily counter out. But the thing about this hero is that most of the time when you pick it out, you can even play well into the losing side, because he's more clear it out and join the team fights, clear it out and join the team fights, and it's kind of
That's true.
usable that way. But when it comes down to the early rotations that can be made into your opponent, that can be supposedly there, it kind of fall out a bit. So in the end, it's just situational. So even the CC has been popping quite a lot. Like you already mentioned, the Lapu Lapu also, with the rise of the Lapu Lapu, the CC also rose, because on paper the CC tries and counter any tanky heroes. And of course, when you are into the XP laner, you are gonna be tanky, especially when you want those high setters, especially Lapu Lapu and the Yuzhong. But the Yuzhong is mostly used to try to counter the CC out. But like the Erlot, Yuzhong is more of a situational pick. So in this XP carry kind of meta, it's very, very crucial that you take a winning XP lane, so that your jungle will be able to have the advantage in objective as well, and map control too, because it's very important. If you win out on your XP lanes, you will be able to win out onto the mid side. So whatever you gotta do, you gotta draft for your XP lane as well, because even in the gold lane side, the gold lane can be a dead lane. It will be fine.
Yeah, that's true. Especially with the MMs. But usually in this meta, I can only see Iritzel, Granger, and 1-1 coming up. Sometimes we can see a Beatrix. Sometimes we can see a Nathan here, but those two are really so in the pig rates. But the three MMs which I've mentioned earlier, those are really highlighted this time, especially for the ban list, the 1-1 being always there. But without further ado, we'll be into the Land of Zuan, the Blitz Showdown Season 1, the final game of tonight being none other than RIT, Rebel in Disguise versus Daruma Esports. How are you feeling about the picks here, Debbie?
I am liking Daruma's pick here, just because of the Badang, because the Badang really stops out your way against especially a hero like the Fanny here, which is kind of weird to say, because I'm really not used to seeing the Fanny this season, because it's been nerfed down to the crown and has been counter out quite a lot. Because even here right now, Daruma Esports, they have the Franco as well as the Badang to try to countering out, and even in the gold lane here, they have the Moskov that can be a self-heal. But the thing is, for Rebel in Disguise, they do also have a very great setup and a lot of field pressure, because look at that jungle that was on point, but not much happening so far just yet.
Oh wait, I just realized, Debbie, I was saying that there might be a Roger goal coming, and look at that, the first game, it just comes up for the Roger
Yeah.
goal. A different meta coming in, but the Joy going in, not having the dancing beats, the electric beats here will not be able to get the damage on towards the Kufra. The bot lane having really peaceful, the mid lane, the Abyssal Trap connects, but Khadija being the girl, and look at the hook connects, the Iron Hook being connected to the Kufra here, but the second skill being used up from the Kufra will make him a really vulnerable fight to be picking out, especially for a Joy. She can't be dashing around a Kufra when second skill is activated, but the turtle spawning in 3 seconds. We'll be seeing a really crucial clash for the early game here.
And this is a very important turtle, because both of these heroes into the jungle are both assassins, and you do not really want to have that level behind. But look at the
that, the
stun
Badam going in. Kurt will be surviving on the really low HP. Kufra comes in trying to at least give out the chip damage.
but the survival from the Khadija, the passive saved her. Thankfully, Padang was not onto the damage, otherwise it would have been a kill here. But the Dragon goes in, uses the second skill here, goes for the 2v1 situation, gets his passive up. Will he be able to survive? The war cry goes in, but the turtle goes into the hands of Zigri here, the Daruma Esports. Gets the first turtle along with no casualties here, so it's a win coming in towards the side of Team Daruma. They get the turtle, the 1k goal lead comes towards them, the top lane goal coming in. Franco using an Iron Hook to get the vision, but not being able to do much here right now as Kufra. Will we see a set here?
Yeah, that might be a possible set. Lethal will have to walk away. Does have the bloody hunt, but he's gonna be saving it just a little while so as to catch the Fanny mid-air, which can be a possibility here. But there's a lot of vision already provided by the Selena here. This is the priority of a Selena, right? Because on a Khadija you wanna camp a lot, but maybe there's something.
Oh, we might see a clash coming in. No, a Fanny, when there's a Franco, Fanny can't be roaming around peacefully until and unless there's all the suppression has been used up. So there is kind of a valid reason for Fanny playing passive here. But we might see a gang coming in towards the Roger, but Roger having the high game sense, the Kara game sense, the gold standards will not be going in. The Franco using his flicker Iron Hook, but will be missing as there was a aura minus. Come on, Franco, Lethal, how can you do that? But we might see a gang towards the blue buff as Kufra provides the vision. Fanny goes in. Franco being the top lane will be a really bad situation as Fanny can easily get the blue buff. Kufra trying to zone out, will be zoning out. The Fanny gets the blue buff here, tries to get the kill towards the Joy here, but will be missing out. Here's the thing towards the Mugiwara here. The monster gets the blue buff. Rain gets deleted as well. So we can see Yuzong going in, but the all coming in from the Franco will be really tough for Yuzong here. Will not be able to get passive, not the damages, the spellband will not be there, and Yuzong will be shut down. The fight, that fight was just amazing, but Fanny, the nerf on Fanny is really bad here. Her energy goes out of no time.
It did quite hard to lower right there, and it's just come down to what the Bloody Hunt can do right there, and they were able to find the advantage situation. Even though they lose out to the blue buff, it's just a trade of 3-2 here in favor of the side of the Daruma Esports. So now the turtle is already up to a lot of priority already set. Even the Kufa is near into the vicinity trying to make a play, but the thing about the assassins into the jungle is that you do not really wanna be the first to set out to the turtle. You just wanna poke out and do the damage and start the fight. So this is what the two teams are doing. The hook will not be connecting anytime soon, but lethal is gonna be very important for him to get a bloody hunt.
Oh, look at that, a 7 Badang here. Badang is off guard, but will be using the flicker to escape. The Fanny goes in, trying to get the kill towards the Serena, but not having the flicker will be saving. But Kurt will be taken down by ZD in the backline here. Yuzong trying to get out the damage, but will be stunned towards the wall here. Joy might be able to get the kill, but the first kill deals enough damage for Badang to just enough for Badang to secure the kill. But the bloody hunt coming in from the Fango here will be going in, might take out Kukra here. Yes, the Kukra not having the first kill will be taken down, but Mugiwara comes in, gets the kill on towards the Selena, but will be caught in a really bad position, might be taken out. No, will be surviving, but the turtle goes in towards the hand of Joy here. The Daruma Esports, they have won the turtle once again. The goal lead is still not that of a huge lead, but it is more than enough for the side of Team Daruma Esports to start the snowballing here.
When you do not really want to give up the snowball, it's just you have to stop up the farms as much as possible. But the thing is that there's a lot of objective already into the focus here for both of the lanes. But look at the jump.
The jump definitely went in, but not being able to do much. The Iron Hook almost connecting, but will not be able to. But we can see an off-screen kill coming in towards the Yuzong here. The solo, no, that was the 2-on-1 kill here on towards the Yuzong. The Yuzong, I mean, like, when he is aggressive, that's a good thing, but against such a lineup, I don't think that's possible.
Yeah. I mean, the Yuzong is like a hero that you wanna have a snowball with, because if you are behind on the Yuzong, you're as good as useless. So this is what it's actually happening for Rebel in disguise. They're not into the level lead. Even the Yuzong is actually falling behind against a use onto the Badang, and the Badang doesn't really have a good set into his hands as well, and there's always a threat for the Bloody Hunt to come through too. So now Daruma, they have to play it quite safe, but look at Fanny though, trying to dive and getting a kill onto Ryusi, but maybe we might see another Sun
We
losing.
can see a fight coming in. We can see a fight coming in as Moscow's being taken down, but we can see the Kufra being connected from the Iron Hook once again. Tries to get the all, but the Lethal will be taking the kill towards the Kufra, the killing spree coming in. A really easy battle, I would say, for the Daruma Esports as they are leading in terms of goal, but Roger will be securing the goal. Yuzong trying to zone out the Joy as much as possible, but knowing that he is behind level, behind the goal, he will be taken down in no time. But Joy just using the dashes here will be charging up her all, but not having anyone will be forced to back off. The turtle looking really one-sided on my opinion here as Roger, until and unless he does not get his 3 key items, he won't be able to do much damage because he's not in the jungling section here. As Fanny goes in, but the Badang uses the second skill a little too early here, will not be able to catch Fanny, but the all goes in. The Cooper tries to get the all here, will be connecting. Fango goes in, the shutdown coming in. As the battle goes on, Sealy will be taken down by Yuzong. The turtle goes in towards the side of Mugiwara. Mugiwara tries to get more kills. Badang being in a really tough position. The Cyclone Eye gets in towards Fanny again as the Selena will be forced to back off. Mugiwara not having the blue buff, still managing to secure the turtle as well as the kill. That's really impressive. It is a GG. The comeback coming in from the side of Team RID here.
Yeah, they are able to gain back all the momentum that they have lost. And Daruma Esports right now, they have to back away just a little bit. But then the thing is, they do have a Moscow that can farm onto the long lanes and join the team fights with the SODs most of the time. So this is what they are playing around with. But how long can you do that? Because there's also a Fanny that can be a threat onto the side lanes too. But now there's no difference in what these two teams are actually playing for. The goal lead is just not commendable here. They are at toe-to-toe. Even if the damage dealt are there, they're just gonna be a neutral team fight most of the time. So this is definitely gonna be putting them so much in a position where they have to be very, very disciplined. That was a very, very shocking move coming out from Mugiwara, just forcing out the retribution coming out from the Joy. So they have to be successful, but onto the mid side though, there might be something.
We can see a set coming in from Fango, the Balan here, and he will be getting in. The brain gets the Iron Hook connected for him as and he goes in, gets the killing spree, will be surviving the good cables coming in, but Yusong goes in, will be able to get a little bit of the passive there, but will not be able to do much as SOD connects, will be getting the kill towards the Lady Sawa. The Roger being taken down as the middle lane first tier is completely open for the side of Team Daruma Esports to push.
This is actually a back-to-back. Oh, another set.
Another fight coming in as Moskov gets the kill.
Oh no, this is actually very dire, because he did not really want to give out the Moskov a lot of kills because he's just gonna be needing all the farms. But there was a jump, maybe a little bit of a mistake. But oh, another hook.
So we can see another hook coming in as the Kufra being taken down. The Lord will be really uncontested in my opinion as Amos and Brain both being there. That the frontliners not being there will be really bad for the side of Team RID as they will be missing the turtle, the Lord there, but the bot lane will be pushed. The split push coming in from Mugiwara. Fanny in this meta, not being in a team fight is much more preferable as split pushing is the ideal type of Fanny now. She has become another Zilong.
Yeah. A Zilong with a cable, and he's supposedly doing that most of the time because there's nothing you can do into the team fight when there is a threat for the bloody Hun as well as the face crack to come through, stopping you on your pass, just stopping your cables most of the time and not letting you walk over it again. But yeah, that has to be a little bit of a downside for having a Fanny as a jungler onto your side. But now a lot of pressure is being set by Kuzan here onto the Selena, throwing the arrows most of the time, giving out the vision, and this is going to be giving them a little bit of a lead onto the map as well. The Lord marching down onto the bot lane, and they might be able to do and get something out of here.
The shield still being there, but Yuzong gets the set here, but will not be able to do much since he's not fed enough. But we can see Kufra going in, not much of a clash, but the second. Okay, we can see the whole angle coming in as they goes in. The Selena Abyssal Trap goes in. Baran being in a really tough position. Ayush going back as he needs to be forced back off when the Roger goes in. Tries to get the kill, but will be pushed back by the Blitz back here as the Scourge will be pushed back by the second skill. Gets connected to the wall. Will be taken down as ZD will be getting the electrifying beats there. Will be getting the kill towards the Yuzong. And we can see the second, the inhibitor of bot lane being taken down. Or I don't know, connection. No, it just misses in a barely inch there as the blue buff goes in. Fanny is taking really risky moves, but it's kind of a brave, but at the same time it's really risky since even a single who I mean like the all from Franco will cause the death there, but the mid lane inhibitor, the bot lane inhibitor, both the turrets will be taken down. The top lane still having the tier two will be a plus point, maybe, maybe not. But the team fights, all are being won by Daruma Esports. It's a GG for Daruma Esports already, as they have managed to secure the objective since the early game as well as for the late game. So, what do you think about it, Ravi?
Yeah, I think you're right here because it's looking like it's easy here. Because even if they drag it towards the later part of this game, there is a Moskov in the hands of the Ruma Esports, and the Moskov skills much better than the Roser. But look at that though, bloody hunt. Oh
The bloody hand gets
man.
in, but I mean, like it was all towards the tank. We can't be saying, oh, but look at the top lane. Moscow survives, but barely HP. But the Kufra and Yuzong goes in, will be taken down. A shutdown coming in on Ryu saying here. Amos gets the kill as Badang trying to poke out a little, but he knows that he's too tanky. He can just poke out a little and come back in no time. But shutdown on Moscow was not necessary there, as Moscow would have been a really key part during the Lord fight now. But since him not being there, the lane pressure will not be there as well as for the team fight here. So Team Daruma Esports, they need to play their cards really wisely now.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Because even though they have all the leads, it was actually into the hands of the Moscow that made them have their win conditions, have their priority onto the mid side. And now that he's dead, it's actually gonna be a little bit taking time. But oh, and there was a little bit of a scam is happening. Not much taken out, but the Lord will be free, of course, into the hands of the Roma Esports. No contest whatsoever coming out from the Fanny. So of course, there's no opening. The bloody honey is always definitely gonna be there. So I feel like it's actually I kind of feel bad for the Fanny because you have two counters directly onto your face, so there's no way you'll be able to get on those. But it's kind of commendable that he was still able to get 3 kills onto the board with 1 death only. But now the Lord is already taken. This is the second Lord. It will be marching down to the mid lane, and this time around the Ruma, they have only 1 inhibitor left to be taken. They might be eventually able to take this down.
The Lord marching in towards the mid lane side, trying to sink the lane, but we can see Fanny gets caught off, will be taking down. The shutdown coming in. Ooh, that set from Padang was really good. I mean, like the stun from Padang was really good as Lord marches down from the mid lane. 3 of the lanes being synced off. The top lane inhibitor will be taken down as Yuzong goes in towards the back line, gets the passive on towards the Joy there, but Padang catches a 2-star, will not be able to do much as Yuzong gets down from the Black Dragon farm, trying to get that stun at least, but Padang gets in a really good set there, and this might be the end as Yuzong was almost taken down, but it was a GG coming in. The early game fights, the late game fights, the mid game fights, all the fights that were won by Team Daruma Esports were just incredible. They didn't let Team RID take any breath there. They just went for the merciless fight. They wanted to take everything towards the next level, as they wanted to punish Team RID for taking Roger goal as well, I guess, as they went for the Moscow, and Moscow actually gapped Roger really bad there. What do you think about this match, Debbie?
I feel like Daruma Esports, they already won into the draft here, because even if you focus onto the draft that they had continuous they had been continuously using their heroes in a perfect position where the Fanny could have been, and there's no response coming on whatsoever from his other teammates as well, because of course they have the Yuzong, which is not readily available most of the time because of the long cooldown that he also have in comparison to the Badang as well. So yeah, every lane that he's supposed to be in is getting countered out. So I feel like it's also into the draft as well. But there was also a time when RIL were able to have a little bit of a comeback, a little bit of a clapback, and just try to make a momentum for themselves. But there's always the Badang coming in, the pressure he's always created, and of course not to forget the Moscow playing out the long lanes. Yeah, that was actually very, very fine and a decision well made by the side of Daruma. And I feel like this time around you might want to keep the Roser down and try to take a late game scaling heroes, which can also excel into the laning phase.
But with this, we'll be seeing that Team Daruma Esports have managed to secure 1 point towards their name here. They need only one more match, while Team RID, they need to make if they want to make a clean sweep, they need to take 2 of their games really wisely, really seriously. They don't want to miss on towards that point here. But without further ado, we'll be jumping in towards the second game here, as
Debbie has said that they need to put down the Roger and go for a late game. I mean, in my opinion, they could have gone for the Nathan as well, as Nathan in the goal lane suits much more better than the Roger here, as Roger, when transformed towards the werewolf form, does not work out much in my opinion. But Daruma Esports, let's see what they are about to cook towards the second game here.
And it's gonna be interesting, right? Because right now they are into the first pick, so they might eventually be able to play around their own heroes that they already used. But the thing is, in a best of three situation, it's like you already know your opponent to the first game, so you are a kind of a well versed with what heroes they are gonna be picking out, what heroes they are comfortable on. So you really want to counter that out or also ban it away too. But the thing is, for Daruma, they are the first pick. The Lancelot is still valid, the Yisensen is still valid, but if they also want to ban it away, we might eventually see it out. But there's also another hero that can be banned away. Even the Lapu Lapu is also there, the Phobias is also always readily available, the Kalea is there, so there's so many choices, but it comes down to what kind of composition you want to go for.
Oh, Daruma went for a draft skip. I mean, like a ban skip there. They didn't ban any hero.
Oh.
While Rebel in Disguise, they have a lot of heroes that they can ban. The Farsa, the Kadita, but no, they will be going for the 1-1 ban here. The Dancing Lady, this is what I'm saying, you know. A
Yeah.
1-1 is in the permanent ban list for some reason. I mean, like, she is my favorite MM, but at the same time, she being in the ban list is just so sad, you know.
Sad.
Never been. Ever since the season started, I have never played. I mean, like, I have managed to play somewhere around 20 matches with 1-1, but sadly, only 20 matches ain't enough, you know, for a season. But Daruma will be going for the Zaitian here. The global vision will not be provided anymore.
Yeah, and I feel like it's very understandable that the 1-1 is always gonna be banned readily banned away, because yeah, the 1-1 is good against utility jungles, and especially into the laning phase as well. You really have to be mindful when you are playing against a 1-1. But the bans coming through from the side of the rumor that you have to take away the Wuzitian, which is kind of a hero that can give out the global ultimate. So it's kind of a reason that they really don't want to give away to, and she's more of a utility into the mid side, so there's a possibility that the rumor they also want to go for the utility. But yeah, like I always say, just go for the assassins,
Mhm.
man. Yeah, that's what I thought. But the rumor right now, they knew that Rebel in Disguise, they are comfortable onto the Fanny no matter what counters they were picking away. They know that they are likely to see Fanny into the hands of Mugiwara, and they have to ban it away.
Mhm. In the previous game, I mean, like, Fanny did disrupt the lineup a little bit, but was not that much of a threat here since Fanny did not get the snowball, and having two counters, she can't even go for any power there. But we can see RID going for the Grog ban here, the stone, the the mountain, the guy who climbs, who carries mountain in his back, he needs to be banned off after the nerf. I mean, like, after the revamp here, since him being in the team is a really good, a really crucial part. Since his AOE in the ultimate is really huge once he slams on towards the wall. But we can see Daruma Esports banning off Kufra now. They don't want to pick Kufra, nor do they want to give out the Kufra anymore.
I feel like it's understandable, right? Because in the first game, we can see that Rebel in Disguise were able to play the Kurfal very well. I would say, even if they lose it out, it was in the good hands. So maybe there's also a possibility that Daruma wanna go for a jungle with a lot of deaths. Even the joy was still valid there into their side. So maybe they are going to a single busting in the similar busting that they went for into the first game. But having read that out, Daruma. I mean, not Daruma, but Rebel in Disguise, they ban away the Lancelot, and a very, very safe pick for the first blue team. Daruma Esports will be going for the Lapu Lapu.
The Lapu coming in. I mean, like, a Lapu
Yeah.
is a type of hero who wants to be played really aggressive towards the EXP side. When you pick Lapu, right, you need to have the confidence that yes, I will be the one dominating the EXP side. I will be the one
Mm.
giving the EXP gap here. So if you have the EXP power, the EXP experience here, then it's actually really good. You can pick Lapu, you can dominate the lanes, you can also join team fights, win every single time. But if you lacked even a little bit on towards the Lapu here, the whole game will be turning around you. you will be the one not able to do anything. But look at that, Rebel in Disguise goes in for the Kimi here, the really annoying mage coming in, as well as for the Badang here, the sets coming in from Badang in the previous game from Daruma. I guess Rebel in Disguise, they have taken the motivation now. They want to show that yes, we can do the same as well.
Yeah, and the fact that the Badang is also kind of a flex pick and they can go for it. Even if they go for the Badang roam, it's very, very likely that they are going to be winning out because Kimi is able to win out most of the time into the lane unless the Ruma Esports go for the Farsa to try to counter him out or even the Kadita would actually work. But the
Mhm.
thing is, Kimi can use the Purify, so it's kind of, stopping them a little bit. But oh, there we go. One of my favorite junglers appearing into the hands of the Ruma Esports right now, the Yeeson scene that and which means that Ruby is definitely going to be going into the goal, right?
Ruby, yep, she is definitely going towards the goal lane side here. We can see a really, a really flex pick towards the Ruby here, because a Ruby going in towards the goal lane, it's really rare to be seen. And once the Ruby is fed and maybe go for a damage or the semi build here, ooh, she is really OP in my opinion. But we can see the Hayabusa being locked on towards the side of Team RID here as they follow up with the ban towards the Selena. The Selena. I mean, like a Selena, you can never underestimate a Selena. Once the Abyssal Trap connects, you will be melted down in no time.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, even into the first game, right? The Selena was definitely one of the win conditions for the Roma esports because he was able to get out the vision, set the traps, and just get the priority onto the boost most of the time, give out the vision. So it was very understandable now that they ran away. Maybe they just, do not want their Kimi to suffer into the mid lane. That has to be it because in this meta is where the XP lane is important, but the mid lane rotation is gonna be much more prior. You do not want a late game mate into the mid side. You want an early get game mate into your hands too. So this time around, I feel like Rebel in Disguise could have banned the Farsa too, but they went away and banned out the Florin, which is an 8-0 combination that's also done together alongside the Yeeson Sin because the Yeeson Sin along with the Florin is something you do not really want to face because they can literally stay in the team fight as long as possible. And being a marksman slash assassins, you are also going to be hurting with the basic attacks most of the time. So very understandable what they are going to be going for here.
Mm-hmm. Daruma Esports, I mean, like they have went for the frontliners already, especially with the Ruby as well. They can make Ruby go for the tanky and make her stay in the front as well. But and they could have gone for the Florin as well. So it's a really predicted pick coming, predicted ban coming in from RID here, since they know that once the Florin is picked, the side of Team Daruma, they might become immortal there. And look at that, the Moskov ban coming in, but Rebel in Disguise in return, they pick up the carry here, the true damage, the tank killer, the girl who eats up tanks during her breakfast here. She has been picked up, and she is going to be a little bit of the trouble for side of Team Daruma here, as they have already picked two tankies, and if they go for any more tanky, it's going to be a really bad situation for them. But since having a Matilda open, they can pick a Matilda as well, or maybe a Paramis. We don't know, but the Matilda is much more preferable here.
The fact that the Matilda can actually work is for both of them, right? It can actually work, but yeah, if you're Daruma Esports, if you go for the Matilda, there's always a Hayabusa that can drag you down. So yeah, there
Ooh.
we go. They go for the Farsa, which was completely left open, and it's also a gear heroes to go against the Kimi as well, and that's gonna be a set another tanky frontliners into the hands of the Ruma here. They want the Tigreal, knowing fully well that the Tigreal is a good hero to go when you have when you are facing against assassins, and of course you're gonna be very very mindful of how you're using your skills. But this is so dual centric here for the side of the Ruma. They want to play for the Farsa, but they also want to play more for the Yisun Sin. So these might eventually be coming in handy, but Rebel in Disguise, they have the carry, so the carry is a tank melter, so we'll never know what they can be provided with.
Oh, look at that, the penalty zone, the Terisla being picked off here.
Oh,
But Terizla against Lapu mostly gets gapped during the rotation part here, since Lapu is much more faster when it comes to clearing minions. But we can never say, because the more experience you have towards the EXP side, the more you can dominate here. But
Yeah.
RIG completed in draft with the combo coming in towards the Kimi, Badang, and Terizla here, while the damage dealers are Kimi, Hayabusa, and Carry coming in. And Carry, Carry will work out really perfectly here, since there are three tankies coming in towards the side of Team Daruma. A caddy will be really handy now. But Team Daruma Esports, they have went for the implosion, they have went for the Ruby, they have went for the Farsa, they have went for the Lapu as well. The stuns are not lacking, the sustains are not lacking, the damage is not lacking as well. So Team Daruma Esports, they have gotten a plus point on my opinion here.
True, absolutely true. Because when you have a Yi Sin on your jungle, you don't really necessarily need another damage dealer. You just want to have that mate and you're good to go. And this is what Daruma is exactly doing right now. The thing is, the Ruby kind of counters a lot of assassins as well in if you put it together with the Tiger also. So this time around, the Hayabusa will have to be careful on how he approaches the team fights and how he wanna target down the Farsa, which is also a ballsy pick because the Farsa struggles quite a lot against the Hayabusa. But when you have three frontliners like this, you are bound to have a good front to back composition, which they are having as of now. So I would completely agree with you. The Daruma Esports, they also have the better draft this time around.
Exactly. I mean, like, Team RID, they do have carry. I respect them for that. But Daruma Esports, overall, they have the best draft here. They can just sweep in, get the team fight, get the sets, get the stuns, get the damages, clean up the enemies, and just push the turrets as well. So,
Mm.
Team Daruma Esports, I have my hopes on you. But Rebel in Disguise, we want to see you guys give out a huge battle coming in as well. But the Shady trying to give out a little bit of damage. Kuzan gets a little too bad, but Shady still. I mean, like, Shady must have missed a little minion for not having the EXP there. But look at that, the roamer rotating towards the golden really early on. That's a really early rotation coming in. But why Yi Shin being Yi Shin, we can never underestimate Yi Shin when it comes to his farming speed.
True, because he's one of the best farmers. Farmers? Yeah, I mean junglers. Into the early game, he can farm literally very fast as a Lancelot can. So this is very important to take note on too, because the Hayabusa is meanwhile it's a very good counter against the Yusinsin. He's you're more likely to have the better farm, but that's a little bit of a 1v1 situation right here. Beetle, a little bit of set, but just trying to reveal out the position. No fight just yet, no first, but just farm, and this is what they are supposedly gonna be doing until the start of the first turtle.
This is exactly what's gonna happen. Everyone is trying to focus on getting to the level 4, but the quad shadow used up to check out towards the bush here will not find anyone, will be forced to back off. But Badang, he is trying to force Title to use up his flicker here, but him being too stubborn will not use it. Oh, never mind. He used it at the end. He knew that his life is much more important than saving up that little flicker, which he can get up in 2 minutes. But the top lane, we can see Lapu hiding in the bush, having his ult will be a good plus point here, as Kimi's Purify being used up. The first blood coming in towards Ayush here, and it is a 4v5, not even a 4v5, a 4v3 fight coming in towards the turtle. Might be a really easy uncontested turtle towards the side of Team Daruma here now, as Amos goes in, uses the penalty zone towards the flicker here, as Parsa uses her feather airstrike. Might get the kill here, as Amos gets in a really tough position. Mugiwara not being able to do much, will have to farm up, and the only hero he can mark up right now is Kuzan, the Farsa here, the only hero he can mark up. So it is kind of a really bad situation for him, as he can't get the snowball right off the bat. But we can see Ruby getting dominated towards the bot lane.
Actually, this is, the downside of having a Ruby into the lane, because you do not really have the range that the marksman does. But when it comes down to team fights, you are really the self-peel hero. You can really be a setter or a displacer as well. But for the airstrikes.
Oh, look at the feather airstrikes coming in, dropping Shady towards the 50% of the HP, as the buff of Badang goes in, uses the implosion. But the implosion coming in will be getting in as Ayush goes in, uses the flicker, catches Kimi here. Shady gets taken down down. Shady will not be doing any more shady businesses here, as ZZ will be going in, just stealing and trying to steal up enemies farm here. Amos goes in as the flicker comes in from the flicker hook comes in from the Ruby here. Will be catching Mugiwara, taking him down as Amos drops towards the 50% of the HP as our brain goes in, gets the perfect set, but no follow-up coming in. Unfortunately, will not be able to take any reply for his Hayabusa's dead there.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a misshot, of course, and 4-0 onto the kill board right here in favor of the Daruma here, but on top lane though, 1v1.
Ooh, Ayush. I mean, like, this is what I'm saying, you know, when you have a Lapu, you need to play aggressive as much as you can and dominate as much as you can. But the second turtle spawning in 10 seconds, we might see a really close battle coming in, as Brain will be hiding in the bush, trying to give out the vision. Mugiwara not having the level advantage. Might be uncontested turtle once again, but we can see team RID going in, getting the formation here. They might go for the battle. Hayabusa hiding there, but the global vision coming in as you know, Yushin Shin, he is the fast, but we can see the quad shadow being used up. The implosion coming in, a really good stun coming in. The second skill from the Tiger here catches a Karizla, gets towards the penalty zone. The hook coming in from the Ruby here was a really amazing hook coming in, but Badang uses stun, tries to survive a little bit, but will be taken down. The Shady being taken down as well. So it is a GG coming in, as Ruby having the surrounding awareness, using her skills really wisely, is a GG.
Yeah, and you know, when you have a map sense like that, it's gonna be really important that you have to find the sets, and this is what, you know, the priority of the Ruby is. Even if you aren't going into the gold lane, you have a marksman for the late game that is Yushin Sin, and they were able to perform so well onto this hero. So right now, it's, you know, even if they try to go commit fully onto Ruby, they might not actually
Oh,
get it.
UC being in a really tough position. Lapu goes in, but we can see the damage coming in from the carry there, but the feather airstrike coming in, the killing spree coming in, catching Brain there. That was a good set coming in from Brain, but sadly he was the one who got killed instead. I mean, like, the guy who set it up instead. That's what you can say. GG's, but we can see Mugiwara being taken down by ZZ there, as the Hunter Strike comes in. Might help Hayabusa a little bit, but the 030 KDA needs to be helped with instead, as the snowball from Yishin Shin will be really tough to be handled upon. The blue buff coming in will move. No, we can see no invades coming in anymore. But look at that, man. Look at Ayush and the Ryusei. Both of them are so confident with the duo that they don't want to back off. They want to go in towards the enemy's territory and fight in a 2v5 situation as well.
Yeah, this is how ahead they are. 8k gold lead onto the back, and they are very rich economy wise as well. But Rosé though, with a little bit of a spinning here, he's able to get a crowd control onto the members of the side of Rebel in disguise. And now the blue buff is actually in jeopardy here again. They might eventually be able to steal it, but Raven's fighter though.
Oh, Amos dropping down by just the two of the front liners of team Daruma here. This is looking really high up a match. I mean, like, we can already see Ryusei, we can already see Ayush doing the damage that they should not be doing as a EXP and the fighters they are. But you know, we can never, when the snowball is so hard, when the goal lead is so hard that you can already dominate in that way, it's already a GG. But look at the hook coming in as the implosion follows up, the feather airstrike goes in, Hayabusa goes for the back line, but and will be securing the kill. The shutdown coming in, will be escaping with no issues there. The Mugiwara, that was a GG mark coming in towards the Farsa here. Farsa could have used the flicker to move out a little, but the reaction time not being up to the Hayabusa's second skill here will be getting punished. But we can see the glowing one coming in. The anti-heal will be a really annoying issue from the Kimi here, but look at that. The ult coming in from the Yishin Shin will be catching Kimi here, will be taking her down as Ayush goes in, will be forced to flicker out there.
I mean, this is such a long team fight, and a lot of damage already coming through from Ledu Jawa here onto the carry. Well, you know, they have to really look after this carry too, but there's a lot of damage here.
Oh, look at Amos getting bullied there, the amount of stuns that happened there. You know that Amos was not even able to move. That's so sad to be seeing, but look at that. the Kimi survive. The Kimi make sure that his Badang survives there. Badang still having the second skill will be forced to back off, but look at the carry dealing little to little damage there.
You know, I mean, the carry does need a lot of the Trinity. Oh, look at that though. Demon Hunter already completed, and this is gonna be haunting. But oh, Feder is right.
Ooh, look at the damage coming in from Yujin Shin here. Gets the mega kill as Amos tries to defend the inhibitor. The penalty zone coming in, but him not having the flicker will be the punishment of his death there. As mega kill comes in towards the Lapu here. Hayabusa using the quad shadow, but in a really bad manner here. Will be surviving though somehow, but this might be the end as it is a 4v5 situation now. Hayabusa not having the quad shadow, not having the shadow kill here. It's gonna be a really bad situation, but Shady will be coming back, will be resurrected as she comes in, uses her ult straight up, will be getting the minions a little slower, but Amos comes in. The penalty zone still being in cooldown will not be a good fight as the inhibitor of the top lane goes in. Ruby misses her hook there. Alapu goes in with the stun as the feather airstrike goes in to finish the kill onto Amos here. Hayabusa missing the quad shadow here will be forced to back off now. The bot lane inhibitor, all the inhibitors are being taken down. A good implosion will be the cause of the side of Team RID to lose. Yi Shinshin going in for the solo lord here as 4 of the members stays there. They don't wanna let the enemies go in anyway, and they have so much confidence on towards the Yi Shinshin that he can take the lord alone.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of understandable, right? Because 18 to 1 onto the kill board, and you already have a lot of gold into your hands, and this is a possible ending. The base completely left open, no inhibitors, no base, turret still standing here. That's a lot of crowd control coming in from the side of Daruma, and look at that.
Look at the deep right coming in as the feather airstrike goes in, will be taking down Badang here as Lapu goes in, deals a huge ton of damage here, and look at the flicker force kill coming in, the follow up from the hook coming in as the implosion follows up, but the penalty zone coming in will not be doing much of a help, but it might be a really good situation. But we can see the carry being taken, not the carry, it was the Mugiwara that was taken out, as well as the Shady and the Unstoppable coming in from the Yi Shinshin. This is a clean wipeout, a clean sweep coming in from the side of Team Daruma Esports. So Debbie, what do you think about this battle that just happened here?
I mean, Jeff, we already say right into the drafting phase, the Ruma have the better chance in winning the game because Rebel in Disguise, they did not have any answers to the picks coming in from the side of the Ruma. And of course, they do have the carry, but the carry does not have the space that he required. So in the end, it still comes down to what kind of execution that they did. Of course, the Hayabusa is good against the Farsa, but what can you do when there's a lot of self-peeling coming in from the side of the Ruma, and the macro wise, the micro wise, everything was on par for the Ruma Esports, and this just sets them apart from from the playstyle coming in from the side of Rebel in Disguise. So they can do better next time because they are no different. They can rise up again because their micro is there. It's just that their map control and the ability to trade those team fights wasn't on point. That's where they were lacking a little bit, and that's where the Ruma Esports were shining from that. So very commendable place. Even though it was a clean sweep, it was very exciting to watch.
Definitely, the RID they showed off their battle here, but the Ruma Esports they came up to the top. They won the battle here. This was a GG battle coming in, but the last match sadly, and it was a clean sweep. But still, we enjoyed the match here. This was a GG battle coming in from both the teams. We'll be signing off. Jeff, alongside me, I have Debbie. We'll be peacing out. Good night, guys.
Peace.